host Norwich City. Fulham, they take on Southampton, while Brentford, who knocked out Macclesfield 1-0 on Monday evening, they travel to West Ham United. The matches will be played across the weekend of March the 7th to the 8th. Sticking in football, and Haji Wright's hat-trick sent Coventry back to the top of the Championship with a deserved 3-1 victory over Middlesbrough. Wright's brace put Coventry 2-0 ahead with the strikes in the 21st and 55th minute. Riley McGree pulled one back for Borough in the 67th, but Wright then converted from the penalty spot 4 minutes later to seal all 3 points for Frank Lampard's side. They are now 1 point clear of Borough at the top of the table. Also in football, and Lamine Yamal missed a penalty as Barcelona spurned the chance to return to the top of La Liga, falling to a defeat in a fiery Catalan derby against Girona. Barcelona went ahead in the 59th minute through Pau Cubarsi's strike. However, Thomas Lemar levelled things up for Girona 2 minutes later before Fran Beltran grabbed the winner 4 minutes from time. Joel Roca was given a late red card in the 9th minute of stoppage time for the home side. On to boxing now, and Tyson Fury believes he will set a third fight with Alexander Usyk before the year is out. Fury and Usyk have met in 2 memorable heavyweight contests, with Usyk winning on points on both occasions. They boxed in 2024, initially for the first undisputed heavyweight championship of the four-belt era. Usyk then became the first professional fighter to defeat Fury in that encounter, and he then repeated the feat in another intensely fought bout in their rematch in December 2024. Fury bitterly disputed the outcome of both fights, with a second defeat prompting him to retire from the sport last year. However, having made a U-turn on his retirement, Fury is adamant that he will get a shot at revenge sooner rather than later. He said he'll be begging for a trilogy by the end of the year. There's no one for him to fight to make any money. There's only the GK, the big man. I'm the man with or without belts. And finally in cricket, and Australia legend Mark Waugh has condemned the Baggy Greens' T20 World Cup campaign as doomed from the get-go after a second successive tournament loss to Sri Lanka. Their 8-wicket defeat in Pallekele means that Australia's fate is no longer in their own control. Should 12th-ranked Ireland lose to Zimbabwe on Tuesday, the 2021 champions will be knocked out. Waugh, though, he was critical of the baffling choices made by Australia's selectors, calling Steve Smith's submission from the side an insult after the 36-year-old's sparkling form in the BBL prior to the World Cup. Speaking on this, Waugh said, "I think the whole campaign was doomed from the get-go with selection issues and injuries. To me, the non-selection of Steve Smith in the squad originally is the most baffling non-selection I can remember for ages." That's all for now. We'll have more later. Here are your latest sporting headlines. I'm James Mason. We'll begin in football, and League One outfit Mansfield Town have been drawn against a record 14-time FA Cup winners Arsenal in the 5th round of the competition. The Stags, they defeated Premier League strugglers Burnley 2-1 on Saturday, producing a remarkable second-half comeback at Turf Moor. Elsewhere in the draw, while Manchester City will visit Newcastle in one of 2 all-Premier League ties. That's a repeat of this season's League Cup semi-finals. Sunderland, they face a second successive away trip in the competition as they were drawn against Port Vale or Bristol City. Meanwhile, Championship promotion chasers Wrexham, they welcome 8-time winners Chelsea. Liverpool, they travel to Wolves, while Leeds United host Norwich City. Fulham, they take on Southampton, while Brentford, who knocked out Macclesfield 1-0 on Monday evening, they travel to West Ham United. The matches will be played across the weekend of March the 7th to the 8th. Sticking in football, and Haji Wright's hat-trick sent Coventry back to the top of the Championship with a deserved 3-1 victory over Middlesbrough. Wright's brace put Coventry 2-0 ahead with the strikes in the 21st and 55th minute. Riley McGree pulled one back for Borough in the 67th, but Wright then converted from the penalty spot 4 minutes later to seal all 3 points for Frank Lampard's side. They are now 1 point clear of Borough at the top of the table. Also in football, and Lamine Yamal missed a penalty as Barcelona spurned the chance to return to the top of La Liga, falling to a defeat in a fiery Catalan derby against Girona. Barcelona went ahead in the 59th minute through Pau Cubarsi's strike. However, Thomas Lemar levelled things up for Girona 2 minutes later before Fran Beltran grabbed the winner 4 minutes from time. Joel Roca was given a late red card in the 9th minute of stoppage time for the home side. On to boxing now, and Tyson Fury believes he will set a third fight with Alexander Usyk before the year is out. Fury and Usyk have met in 2 memorable heavyweight contests, with Usyk winning on points on both occasions. They boxed in 2024, initially for the first undisputed heavyweight championship of the four-belt era. Usyk then became the first professional fighter to defeat Fury in that encounter, and he then repeated the feat in another intensely fought bout in their rematch in December 2024. Fury bitterly disputed the outcome of both fights, with a second defeat prompting him to retire from the sport last year. However, having made a U-turn on his retirement, Fury is adamant that he will get a shot at revenge sooner rather than later. He said he'll be begging for a trilogy by the end of the year. There's no one for him to fight to make any money. There's only the GK, the big man. I'm the man with or without belts. And finally in cricket, and Australia legend Mark Waugh has condemned the Baggy Greens' T20 World Cup campaign as doomed from the get-go after a second successive tournament loss to Sri Lanka. Their 8-wicket defeat in Pallekele means that Australia's fate is no longer in their own control. Should 12th-ranked Ireland lose to Zimbabwe on Tuesday, the 2021 champions will be knocked out. Waugh, though, he was critical of the baffling choices made by Australia's selectors, calling Steve Smith's omission from the side an insult after the 36-year-old sparkling form in the BBL prior to the World Cup. Speaking on this, Waugh said, "I think the whole campaign was doomed from the get-go with selection issues and injuries. To me, the non-selection of Steve Smith in the squad originally is the most baffling non-selection I can remember for ages." That's all for now. We'll have more later. Here are your latest sporting headlines. I'm James Mason. We'll begin in football, and League One outfit Mansfield Town have been drawn against record 14-time FA Cup winners Arsenal in the 5th round of the competition. The Stags, they defeated Premier League strugglers Burnley 2-1 on Saturday, producing a remarkable second-half comeback at Turf Moor. Elsewhere in the draw, well, Manchester City will visit Newcastle in one of 2 All-Premier League ties. That's a repeat of this season's League Cup semi-finals. Sunderland, they face a second successive away trip in the competition as they were drawn against Port Vale or Bristol City. Meanwhile, Championship promotion chasers Wrexham, they welcome 8-time winners Chelsea. Liverpool, they travel to Wolves while Leeds United host Norwich City. Fulham, they take on Southampton, while Brentford, who knocked out Macclesfield 1-0 on Monday evening, they travel to West Ham United. The matches will be played across the weekend of March the 7th to the 8th. Sticking in football, and Haji Wright's hat-trick sent Coventry back to the top of the Championship with a deserved 3-1 victory over Middlesbrough. Wright's brace put Coventry 2-0 ahead with the strikes in the 21st and 55th minute. Riley McGree pulled one back for Borough in the 67th, but Wright then converted from the penalty spot 4 minutes later to seal all 3 points for Frank Lampard's side. They are now 1 point clear of Borough at the top of the table. Also in football, and Lamine Yamal missed a penalty as Barcelona spurned the chance to return to the top of La Liga, falling to a defeat in a fiery Catalan derby against Girona. Barcelona went ahead in the 59th minute through Pau Cubarsi's strike. However, Thomas Lemar levelled things up for Girona 2 minutes later before Fran Beltran grabbed the winner 4 minutes from time. Joel Roca was given a late red card in the 9th minute of stoppage time for the home side. On to boxing now, and Tyson Fury believes he will set a third fight with Alexander Usyk before the year is out. Fury and Usyk have met in 2 memorable heavyweight contests, with Usyk winning on points on both occasions. They boxed in 2024, initially for the first undisputed heavyweight championship of the 4-belt era. Usyk then became the first professional fighter to defeat Fury in that encounter, and he then repeated the feat in another intensely fought bout in their rematch in December 2024. Fury bitterly disputed the outcome of both fights, with a second defeat prompting him to retire from the sport last year. However, having made a U-turn on his retirement, Fury is adamant that he will get a shot at revenge sooner rather than later. He said he'll be begging for a trilogy by the end of the year. There's no one for him to fight to make any money. There's only the GK, the big man. I'm the man with or without belts. And finally in cricket, and Australia legend Mark Waugh has condemned the Baggy Greens' T20 World Cup campaign as doomed from the get-go after a second successive tournament loss to Sri Lanka. Their 8-wicket defeat in Pallekele means that Australia's fate is no longer in their own control. Should 12th-ranked Ireland lose to Zimbabwe on Tuesday, the 2021 champions will be knocked out. Waugh, though, he was critical of the baffling choices made by Australia's selectors, calling Steve Smith's omission from the side an insult after the 36-year-old sparkling form in the BBL prior to the World Cup. Speaking on this, Waugh said, "I think the whole campaign was doomed from the get-go with selection issues and injuries. To me, the non-selection of Steve Smith in the squad originally is the most baffling non-selection I can remember for ages." That's all for now. We'll have more later. Here are your latest sporting headlines. I'm James Mason. We'll begin in football, and League One outfit Mansfield Town have been drawn against record 14-time FA Cup winners Arsenal in the 5th round of the competition. The Stags, they defeated Premier League strugglers Burnley 2-1 on Saturday, producing a remarkable second-half comeback at Turf Moor. Elsewhere in the draw, well, Manchester City will visit Newcastle in one of 2 All-Premier League ties. That's a repeat of this season's League Cup semi-finals. Sunderland, they face a second second successive away trip in the competition as they were drawn against Port Vale or Bristol City.
In this tasty affair, the home side naming 11 of Shakir in goal, back four of Salai, Sanchez, Badachi and Jacobs. In midfield, duo of Terrera and Sarah, with Yilmaz, Atgun and Lang all sat just behind Osimhen, who leads the line. Whereas for Spalletti's Italian Juventus side, he has Di Gregorio in goal. Back four of Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly and Cambiasso. Midfield trio of Thuram, Locatelli and Koopman is with McKennie and Consis out either side of Yildiz, who leads the line. Kickoff fast approaching. Kickoff is fast approaching in Turkey for this Champions League first leg. Tight is Galatasaray hosting Juventus. And we will leave that just there because we're about to get underway in Turkey for this clash. And we have kicked off. It's Juventus that kicks us off in this one. Galatasaray hosting Juventus in this first leg clash. A massive game. You can already see the atmosphere looks bouncing. That whole far stand that you can always see on the pictures when games are played at the Galatasaray Stadium. It is absolutely bouncing from their fans. We expect an outstanding, entertaining game of football. It's the first Champions League game of the knockout phases of this campaign. We're thoroughly looking forward to it at Rams Park. Two sides who you'd think are slightly evenly matched on paper coming into it. I think if you was to if this game was to be played at Juventus, you'd have them as stronger favourites in terms of some of the players they've got at their disposal. One of my favourite players to watch at the moment, Kenan Yildiz, he's going to be so important over these two legs. But when the home side have players like Osimhen and Yilmaz to their disposal going forwards, this could be a really, really entertaining game of football. Galatasaray finished 20th in the league stage, so they just about got to this knockout phase, whereas Juventus a little bit higher in 13th. But R5 unbeaten under Spalletti in this competition so far, winning 3, drawing 2, so they can take the confidence of the recent Champions League stage form into this game. But away from home at Rams Park, it's always going to be tricky. So far, a minute and a half into this, nothing to really bring you at the moment as Thuram plays a ball to the left-hand side, just a little bit overhit for Yildiz, who's off the left-hand side so far. It's myself, Kieran Graham, alongside Josh Remakin to bring you coverage of this one. And Josh, fingers crossed we get a good game.
Yeah, it's what we're hoping for. We're used to seeing it as well, aren't we, when Galatasaray play at home against these big teams. There's not many venues in Europe that can generate the sort of atmosphere that they're able to at Galatasaray. It'll be a really hard one for Juventus, so I think right now we'll probably be really happy with a draw. If you offered it to them before kick-off, it allows them to take that game then to Turin and get them at home, which they'll feel a lot more comfortable about. Lots of good players all over the pitch that we're really excited to watch. Obviously, I already mentioned about Osimhen, Yilmaz for Galatasaray, Noah Lang as well. A few players we're more familiar with, likes of Gabriel Sara, Terrera. They both played English football. Davinson Sanchez as well, compared to that Juventus team, which doesn't really have the superstars that we used to see over the years. The likes of that they've had over the years, some fantastic footballers. They're a bit more of a team nowadays, aren't they, under Spalletti? A lot more of a unit. I've got some good players that have really reinvented themselves. Weston McKennie, I think it's quite interesting to see how he's going to get on. He's done really well for them so far in the Champions League. So yeah, fingers crossed for a good game.
Yeah, definitely. As you see, an early free kick given the way of Galatasaray. It's very advanced on the right-hand side. It's going to be whipped in by Sara, as Di Gregorio is just lining up his defence, and he does whip it in towards the area, towards the back post for Osimhen, who's there with the header. It's not cleared fully as of yet, and then they just clear their lines, and here comes Weston McKennie on a breakaway, and they've got bodies over Juventus. McKennie's driving, Osimhen's tracking back. He finds Sal on the right-hand side. Sal plays it back for Locatelli, who then slows it down completely. That could have been a real good breakaway opportunity. They are still in the attack on the right-hand side. Kalulu thought about crossing it into the area. He doesn't. He finds Conceição instead, the winger, who then cuts inside, whips in. Decent delivery, headed away by Terrera. And it's going to be knocked down. And here's Noah Lang deep in his own half on the left-hand side. He plays a risky ball back to his goalkeeper, who's under a bit of pressure. He then goes along with not a great clearance, but in the end it's really well taken down by Osimhen. You can already tell this is going to be an entertaining game of football, can't you? Just with the styles of these two sides, with the players at a disposal of watching today. Some really entertaining players on the field all play. Like I already mentioned, the likes of Yilmaz, Osimhen for Galatasaray. Even Lang and Akgun had that little bit of flair going forwards. And then you've got Conceição, Yildiz for the other side. But that could have been a good breakaway opportunity. That's a poor challenge from Bremer flying in. He's missed quite a bit of this season, so it's good to see the Brazilian fit today. While this free kick, while we wait for it to be taken, I can run you through the lineups for the Turkish side. They have Çakir in goal, back four of Salah, Sanchez, Barachi and Jacobs. Midfield duo of Torreira and Sarr, with an attacking trio of Yilmaz, Akgun and Lang, all sat just behind the main man Osimhen, who leads the line. Whereas for the Juventus side, they have Di Gregorio in goal, back four of Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly and Cambiasso. Midfield trio of Thuram, Locatelli and Koopmeiners. And then Yildiz and Conceição either side of McKennie, who leads the line. We was wondering where McKennie was going to be playing today. So far, he's definitely been the striker. I'll break off because that gun hits one from distance. It's just wide. It's a really good effort from the former Leicester City man. He picks it up really central. He unleashes a thunderous strike on his left foot. It looks like it's flying into that far corner on live viewing. It's quite a way wide in the end. It had Di Gregorio scrambling. First chance of the game goes to the home side.
Yeah, for a split second there, I thought that was going to nestle in the top left corner. What a strike from Akgun. He catches this so well. Plenty of power behind it. Di Gregorio's diving at full stretch. He's not going to get anywhere near it if that's on target. A really close moment for Galatasaray. They've started well, as you would expect them to at home. They've come out the blocks. Juventus, they've got space to run into if they can just get on the ball, but as it stands, Galatasaray have done really well.
Another foul from Locatelli. That's a nasty one as well, right on the Achilles of Yilmaz. He gives him a stare. I'm looking forward to this game. I really am. I think this opening 6 minutes, it kind of just sets up. I think it's going to be a bit of one of those feisty ones, challenges flying, and you can tell. I mean, an atmosphere like it is at Rams Park every game just boosted up that little bit. We covered Galatasaray at home to Atletico Madrid. That was a good game of football as well, that felt a little bit end-to-end, and it also felt like Atletico Madrid coped with it quite well. Yes, it was a 1-1 draw, but it felt like Atletico Madrid did well to frustrate Galatasaray. Let's see if Juventus can do that as well. Davinson Sanchez with a terrible ball out to the side. Noah Lang's done really well to keep it alive. Bit of a waste of a free kick opportunity there, as we see the ball go to the left for Jacobs. He's got no one ahead of him, so he's going to go back to Noah Lang. He turns away from Koopmeiners. They're trying to be aggressive, aren't they? Juventus already committed 4 fouls. Juventus haven't committed a single one, as we see the ball intercepted for Juve. Here's Yildiz now down the left-hand side. What a ball that is into Weston McKennie. Like I said, I think he's the main man on the pitch today is Yildiz. Koopmeiners tries to beat his man. Great defending from Bardacci. Every time I see Bardacci, whether it be for Turkey or Galatasaray, I'm always actually really impressed. He seems like the type of player that should be a massive hothead and make a lot of mistakes. I do think he's a really, really top-level centre-half. Davinson Sanchez, still not sure. We remember him from his time at Spurs. I think it's safe to say been a lot better since joining Galatasaray, but I think he maybe does come in there. The ascendancy of sometimes has a mistake in it.
Yeah, I think we've all got poor memories, haven't we, of Davinson Sanchez's time at Tottenham. It always felt like he was a bit of a loose cannon. Maybe that's just part of Tottenham as well. It was never really that settled all of the time, so you can't really blame him for that. I think Galatasaray just got to be careful. They are committing so far forward, obviously, and they're just leaving themselves a little bit exposed. They've got the energy to recover those every time, but yeah, they've just got to be wary about Juventus, as that's a really poor passing midfield, and Juventus could be through now.
Terrible ball from Akgun, and then McKennie to the right hand side. That's going to reach Conceição. It's a good ball out to the Portuguese. Minu cuts onto his left, then onto his right. What a run it is from him. He plays it across the first goal, deflected out for a Juventus corner, and you can just see there Conceição with his first real run. Jacobs, he had the confidence.
Yeah, he does really well there, Conceição. You don't know whether he's going to go into his left foot or turn back onto his right. So that's the issue that Jacobs has got there. He's got to try and stay with him the whole time. Just about manages it and sticks a foot in at the end. So it's going to be a corner for Juventus, first one of the game.
Yeah, corner coming up. Yildiz has gone out to the left-footed Conceição to have a word with him. And they're both over there, so I'm not sure if it's going to be a potential short set piece coming up. It is going to be Conceição to whip it into the area towards that front post, easily headed away by Torreira, picked up by Noah Lang. It's nice touches from him. He looks to get the better of Yildiz. He started pretty confident so far. Noah Lang in possession. Torreira's been taken down by Koopmeiners. Another foul. The referee's just got to stay on top of it a little bit. As Juventus playing in their all black away strip. It's got a lovely retro feel to it, hasn't it? the Juventus kit. It's not overcomplicated, looks really sharp actually, as we now see Yilmaz on the right-hand side. He's up 1v1 against Cambiasso. This is going to be a great duel. Yilmaz does really well to get inside of him. And now it's going to be Yilmaz again to turn away. He finds Sarri, takes touch, opens it up, thinks about the shot. He goes for goal. Well blocked away by Kefren Turam. And Gabriel Sara, myself and Josh will know very well about his time at Norwich. He's got that in his locker.
Yeah, he does. He's got a dangerous left foot on him. Was linked with some Premier League clubs, I think, before he made the move to Galatasaray. In the end, you can see why he's always been a great player. He's taken his time sometimes this season to force his way into that midfield. But I thought for a moment there, Juventus were just going to allow him to step up towards the edge of the box and take the shot. And eventually, Thuram gets across to make the tackle. And what a ball that is out towards the right.
Yeah, and here's Salah. He delayed it a little bit, puts the ball into the area. It's going to be an easy take for Di Gregorio. I don't think that was the right idea from Salah. What a ball it was into him, though, from Czakir, the goalkeeper. As you now see Juventus on the attack, it feels like Juventus could have a lot of space. If they really want to go for this and maybe put on a show away from home, they could hurt this Galatasaray side. But when it gets to two-legged football, it becomes that little bit more complicated, doesn't it, about risk and reward. As we see Yildiz, his first real run down the left-hand side, he cuts inside, goes for goal, it's deflected and goes wide in the end. It's a lovely play from Yildiz, his first real drive at the Galatasaray defence, and his strike is blocked and it goes out for a corner.
Yeah, warning though for those Galatasaray defenders. I'm not sure if this one's going in anyway, if it's going past the post. Davinson Sanchez can't take any chances with it though. He slides in, it makes a crucial block in the end, takes it wide, and Juventus now have their second corner.
Yeah, second corner already of the game for Juventus after they just had their first shot of the game. Ball in towards Conceição. He then finds Locatelli. Now it's going to be with Yildiz on the right-hand side. Goes onto his left foot, whips in decent delivery, but it's an easy take for Czakir, who will have wanted to get them back underway pretty quickly. But he's just going to take his time. Wasn't a lot of options going forwards, and Yildiz back into position. Like I said, one of my favourite players to watch at the moment. I truly think he can play all across that an attacking four, really. You can put him on the right, put him on the left, in the 10, and you can probably put him up front, even though I think that maybe nullify everything that he's really good at picking it up deep and driving at a man. But we now see Lloyd Kelly, who wins it back from the long ball, goes in towards Thuram. And Galatasaray will be wanting to be the side to control things at the moment in terms of possession, but it does seem like it's Juventus for the time being. Salah with a late challenge on the right-hand side. He's left his man in a heap, and it's Yildiz, and that felt like a little bit of a leveller of Salah just letting Yildiz know he's there.
Yeah, there's been a few fouls from Juventus, hasn't there, early doors. First real one there from Galatasaray. It's probably what you should do, isn't it, as a full-back against your opposition winger. Just leave one in on them in the early stages of the game. Make sure they know that they're going to be in a battle for the rest of the 90 minutes. I think Juventus have done well, though, ever since that good start for Galatasaray. They've just got the ball a little bit more in the last 5 minutes or so. Started controlling possession. Not really created too many chances just yet. Just that one from Yildiz where he's had his shot blocked. But Spalletti will be happy and he'll have a good ball out there towards the right.
Yeah, as you now see Conceição on the right-hand side. Goes in towards Kalulu. Turns away from his man. Now he's going to find Conceição again. They're having a lot of attacking joy at the moment. He hangs it up towards the back post and they're going to watch it out for a goal kick. The wide areas for Juventus looking really dangerous at the moment. Spalletti watching on. He never really shows too much emotion, does he, on that touchline? I think he'll be quite happy with the opening 13 minutes. That is for sure. But we see Czakir now goes to the left-hand side. Terrible ball to Jacobs. In the end, he just about keeps it in play. Badachi has to go long. And that was messy from Galatasaray. They've got away with it in the end, and it goes out for a throw-in, but a really poor ball from the keeper.
Yeah, not sure what he's thinking at all there. He just completely drags it. Luckily for him, Jacobs has got quite a lot of pace, so he's able to recover it in the end and avoid Juventus getting a throw-in high up the pitch. But it's exactly what the away side need, isn't it? Whenever you come to Rams Park, you need to just try and settle in the game, quieten the crowd down as much as humanly possible. That might seem impossible at times, but it can be done, and we're doing a decent job so far.
Yeah, see Locatelli goes in behind, looking towards Weston McKennie, who almost bundles Davinson Sanchez off balance. As we see Sarri, he picks it up, ball to the left-hand side for line. It just feels like when Galatasaray are trying to come forward, there's no space. Juventus doing really well out of possession at the moment, just to make it seem congested, seem like Galatasaray are always under pressure, whereas when Juventus have the ball, always feels like there's something ready to be opened up. So let's see how that pans out over the next maybe 20 minutes or so. If Galatasaray can ease into this one, we've not seen anything attacking-wise of the likes of Osimhen or Noah Lang as of yet, but I'd actually switched it to the right side. A desperate ball looking for Yilmaz. That comes off the head of Lloyd Kelly, does it? No, it doesn't. It comes off Yilmaz and out for Juventus, thrown but deep in their own half. Galatasaray looking for that diagonal ball to the right-hand side for Yilmaz every single time.
Yeah, and understandably so. I think he's their best player sort of on the ball, isn't he? Yilmaz, that link-up with him and Osimhen's going to be absolutely crucial in this game for Galatasaray. Thought it was an interesting note as well. Break off though, could be a chance.
And here's an opportunity for Noah Lang. It falls into the penalty, and then it falls for Sarah, who goes for goal. What a hit that is from Gabriel Sarah. It's a mess at the back from Juventus. Galatasaray won't care. They have the lead in the opening 14 minutes. It's 1-0.
Yeah, first Champions League goal of the season for Gabriel Sam. This is such a well-taken strike from the Brazilian, but you are right, it's absolute chaos for Juventus. We've been complimenting them, we've been complimenting Yildiz, but he just gets pushed off the ball by Osimhen, who's way too strong for him. Bit of chaos in the box, breaks nicely in the end for Sarah, and on that left foot, we've already mentioned how dangerous it can be in this game. There's no stopping that from Di Gregorio. It's too close to him, there's too much power on it. Picks the absolute right corner there, Gabriel Sarah, and Galatasaray are rewarded for a pretty good start. It's 1-0.
And it is 1-0 to the home side, and what a start it has been for the home side. They're getting the goal, I wouldn't say against the run of play, but it just felt like a bit of an even start, didn't it, so far? But they will not care. They've got the goal in it. It's Gabriel Sarra, who we said moments ago, he's got it in his locker. First goal of the Champions League campaign on his left foot, his trusted left boot. What Juventus were doing at the back, I do not know, from a throw-in deep in their own half. That's one thing you can't be doing when you get into knockout stages of Champions League football. That's a nice turn though from Cambiasso to instantly get Juventus back on the front foot. He puts the ball towards the back post and there's a header. It's a big save. Koopmeiners, instant leveller for Juventus. What a response that is from the Italian side, and Galatasaray just completely left the midfield open. They allowed the cross to be happen. The header from Kalulu, well saved, but there was Koopmeiners to tap home into an empty net. It's 1-1. Well,
what do we say about you being most vulnerable after you've just scored? It's onside. There's not going to be any ruling out this time. It's been the first goal of the Champions League for Gabriel Sarra just a few moments ago. Tion Koopmeiners just joined him in scoring his first of the campaign. It's a good header from Kalulu. Gets up to it. Jacobs nowhere near him. And then it just falls nicely in the end for Koopmeiners. He's in the right position though. Again, the Gala defenders not getting close enough to him. They've had a warning about that in this game with the other players, and they're punished for it this time. But after, what a great start to this game. We've had 1-1, and I expect that's not going to be the last of the goals this evening.
They just seem so open out of possession, don't they, Galatasaray? When you go 1-0 up, you maybe just try to be solid for another 5 minutes or so to just let this game settle down. Again, they're claiming for handball. You just think Juventus could really go at Galatasaray at this stage. 1-1 already. We said 5 minutes in. You could get that feel from how the game was going that this was going to be a really, really good matchup. Yildiz has done brilliant, so well on the left-hand side to keep hold of possession. 1-1 in this opening 17 minutes. Di Gregorio ball into the middle, puts Thuram under all sorts of pressure, but the Frenchman does well, hooks it out. Poor touch from Cambiasso. It just feels like there's too much of a gap between that midfield two and the back four. It feels like Torreira and Sarra are both almost told to be aggressive, but the back four are being so deep that it's just so easy. As soon as you play through the midfield, you're almost in on goal in that sense. Yilmaz has been taken down by Cambiasso. Now that is reckless. They're obviously spotting Yilmaz as a danger. There's already going to be a yellow card for Cambiasso in this one. I mean, I've seen Yilmaz a lot for Turkey as well in international football and Galatasaray. I think he's a really, really good winger, highly underrated as well, can play at the top level, which is in the Champions League, but I mean more so in terms of European domestic leagues, but he's taken down there and he's been a handful so far.
Yeah, he has. Just gets the wrong side, doesn't he, there, of Cambiasso. It's interesting what you're saying about the sort of the midfielders being too aggressive. We've seen the positives and negatives, haven't we already, of that in this game, with the goal, then pressing high up the pitch, and then Sarra being in the right place to fire it home, and then conceding just a moment later in that fashion with the midfield not close enough. Shows you why. There's a header there as well from the set piece. Badaci, I believe, going up for it. But in the end, an easy save for Di Gregorio.
Yeah, heads it straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. Half chance, finally creating a chance from one of those set pieces though. As you see, Juventus back in possession. It's just too easy for them to get up the pitch. So we saw Kalulu in there because there's space there, but nothing comes of it. Locatelli goes across towards Kalulu. That's Bremer in towards Locatelli again, who's almost just sitting in between Lloyd Kelly and Bremer at times. Forward ball from Kelly's a poor one, easily intercepted by Salai. Torreira was in acres of space, and rightly so. The Uruguayan raging at his teammates. It's just to find margins. If you found him, he would have had a lot of space to turn into, and they would have been straight on the attack. Ball to the left-hand side. Seems comfortable with the ball in terms of distribution, doesn't he, Shakir, so far? Yes, he played the one risky pass, but we've seen a couple of great balls from him so far. 4 shots for Galatasaray to Juventus' 3, 2 on target apiece. Ball in towards Yilmaz. He looks to turn away from Yildiz, and he's still going down that channel. He runs it out of play and out for a throw. And I always think Yilmaz is better off the left-hand side. Let's see if he switches at any point. But he's still been a handful so far on the right. Akgun being as the number 10 behind Osimhen. Well, it was Koopmeiner's first goal of the competition as well this season. So the 2 central midfielders, the 2 number 8s, as you will, making their mark so far. As the ball ricochets out for another Juve throw-in. Cambiasso with the ball in hand. The man on a yellow card already. And I think Thuram's telling him to go back, but he's not done it as of yet. Cambiasso still looking forwards. Throws it in towards McKennie. He ain't ever going to win anything like that, is he? He's not that type of player. He's probably a box-to-box midfielder, but he's playing up front today, which is an interesting role. I can't say I've ever seen him play that role before, but look at the space on the right for Juventus. It's Conceição again. Nice first touch from him. He's driving forwards. He finds Kalulu. Can he look for a ball in the area? Of course, it came from a deep cross where they got their level in goal. Now it's going to be Cambiasso. Plays it out wide again. They're just not aggressive at all. Galatasaray in terms of closing space down. Conceição whips it towards the back post, headed away by Salai. And it's headed back in. Sanchez clears his lines. Osimhen not getting in front of his man. Now it's going to be Sarra. Plays it in towards Torreira. He's got space on the left for Jacobs, but he's under pressure from Conceição straight away. Good footing, but it's nice play from Galatasaray. And here comes Sarra on the attack. He's got players to the right. He's not looked to the right. He takes a terrible touch. He gets lucky. Falls to Osimhen. Hits it from distance. Well, that would have been one of the best goals we've seen all season. It had weird shades of Peter Crouch for Stoke. He sat up on a half volley from real distance and such tight angle. He tries to hook it across. He puts it over the bar in the end, but I mean, he's always been known as a bit of a nutcase striker, as Osimhen. He does random stuff. That's one of them. Yeah,
it certainly is. I mean, that takes something really special to beat Di Gregorio from there. It's not a million miles over the bar as well to say the distance that he hits it from, but it's like a bit of a waste from Sarra in the build-up. As you were saying, he didn't really get his head up. He just kept going towards that left side. There were players in space to his right. He didn't find them, and it ricocheted nicely for Osimhen in the end. Just couldn't keep his effort down, and given the range, that's not really too much of a slight on him, but yeah, decent chance for Galatasaray. You do feel that in defence as well. You just mentioned it. They're not really being aggressive enough. We think of them, mainly suffocating players when they try and get it. It's not been like that for Juventus going forward.
Yeah, Lloyd Kelly with a clearance out for a throw. It does just feel like Galatasaray are growing into this one ever since conceding. There's a couple of balls on the pitch, which means they're going to get the ball back. In the end, Galatasaray are going to be asked to retake the throw-in instantly. I think if you offered Juventus this scoreline at the end of the game, they'd probably take it, wouldn't they? They'd absolutely fancy themselves at home at the Allianz. So we could see them operate a little bit deeper. They're going to go for a long throw in here. It feels like we're watching the Premier League. This one ready to be taken. It's going to be Jacobs coming all the way from the left to the right to take it. As the fullback does have the ball in hand, and he's going to launch it into the penalty area. It's a decent throw as well. It's very central. It falls towards Yilmaz in the area. He's claiming he's being fouled. Nothing given as of yet. He lays it off for Jacobs. Hangs it up towards the back post. There's a chance and it's just over everybody. That is a waste in the end. Osimhen goes down holding his face. That's always a worry because I feel like Osimhen's been wearing a mask for God knows how long in his face, hasn't he? So I'm not too sure what the problem is or if he caught anything. But for Galatasaray not to get a shooting opportunity off there is really poor.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a decent ball in from Jacobs, isn't it? It just gets alongside. I'm not sure what happens with Osimhen. I don't think it's any sort of shout for a penalty. I'm thinking he might just get caught on the way through. He's just rubbing his face now. He should be okay. But yeah, again, Galatasaray, a little bit of a waste there. Felt like they had Juventus penned in nicely. Had some space inside the box, but opportunity not taken.
Yeah, it's not being taken. With that, though, 23.5 minutes on the clock. We've hit the halfway stage of this first half. What a contest it's been so far. 1-1 between Galatasaray and Juventus, thanks to goals from Sarra and Koopmeiners. And to take you through to half-time will be Josh.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kieran. It's just with Juventus at the back at the moment now with Cambiasso as Juventus look to be penned in for a moment. It's a good ball forward though, and now taking it forward is Kelly, having a fantastic season in the Serie A. The former Bournemouth and Newcastle defender. Eventually Yildiz is just dispossessed of the ball, but it's going to go out for a throw-in anyway for the old lady just before the halfway line. Yildiz has to walk something off. He received something on the end of that challenge. There was no free kick given or anything though by the referee, who today is Danny McKelly, the Dutch referee. He's not had too much to do so far, despite some fouls being given in the middle, but no big decisions to have given just yet. Cambiasso throws it nice in towards Thuram. Again, the space is there for Juventus. Galatasaray nowhere near Thuram. He's got the freedom of Rams Park, it feels like, at the moment. Finds it out wide towards Conceição. Up against Jacobs. Now onto his left foot, then finds Thuram back to his left. Galatasaray have got players in the way of this one for the time being. As Conceição now drives back a little bit. They're going to try and drag them out as far as they can, as Kelly now picks it up just past the halfway line. Out towards Yildiz. Again, trying to get on that right foot. Looks for the cross from deep, but there's no way through. Locatelli, good first time pass. Cambiasso's found space out on the left wing. He's got Salah though for company now. It's still not gone in yet from Juventus. Now Locatelli, he's been dragged the other way, and that's really good pressing from Galatasaray. They could be up front now. It's Aggun, plays in Osimhen. He's trying to take it round Kelly. I'm not sure what his aim was there, Osimhen. Maybe they're not the greatest pass through from Aggun, who had done really well to win the ball back, but yeah, Osimhen not happy about the pass through.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Osimhen. Aggun does not need to play that pass. Either that soon or even to him. Sarah's in the middle. A couple of times Galatasaray have had good passing opportunities to get on the attack, and they've just picked the wrong option. Sarah did it moments ago, didn't he? Or a few minutes ago, as Yildiz tries to check away from Yilmaz. Really good work. That's so much better. He wins the free kick as well, and that's good work. You've got to be aggressive with Yildiz. He's not the quickest, but the way he has that close ball control makes him feel like he could be the quickest player on the pitch at times, the way he just glides with it. So Yilmaz really helping out his fullback there, and Sal will be eternally grateful for it. But yeah, that was the wrong pass in the build-up for me from Aggun. Thought he could have drove with it that little bit more, and here is a problem for Juventus, because I was just speaking about how it's nice to have Bremer fit and available for such a big game. Well, the Brazilian sat down, and that is a problem.
Yeah, that's a real worry, that, for Juventus and Luciano Spalletti. Yildiz as well is still moving a little bit awkwardly after receiving a challenge from Yilmaz not too long ago. Don't know if he's actually picked that up from the foul he just gave. He sort of slipped on the turf, so we'll see how that one progresses. But yeah, for Bremer, definitely want to be coming off the pitch. I've got a few decent options to come on in that position, likes of Gatti and Cabal as well, as we're just showing a replay of that earlier goal. Bremer was heavily involved. He was trying to dispossess someone on the edge of the box before Sarah lashed it in to that bottom left corner. That was the first goal of the game. Juventus, of course, responded pretty much just about a minute later through TM Coop Miners. Good save from the goalkeeper. But yeah, just a bit of a spell out now for Bremer. He's, as you were saying, Kieran, done well for Juventus this season, so making a change early doors like this is really going to throw them off.
Yeah, it is. And you'd think it'd be Gatti that comes on for him. If anybody, he's the more natural centre half, as we see replays of the goals back. But Bremer, we don't really know what it's come from. He's currently talking with physios. He seems to be walking okay. I wonder if they're going to risk him, or if they're going to make the change, maybe give him another chance. Let's see.
The subs board is getting ready. I think he is going to be going off here. He's still holding his quad as well as he moves off. I'm not sure. I know he's just getting it rubbed by the physio, so we'll see if he is going to come on. I mean, Gatto is there on the bench. I'm not sure if Bremer is trying to make the point and say that he should be okay. Gatto is literally stripped and ready, but Bremer seems to be not wanting to come off just yet.
Yeah, Gatti, he stood there. The centre half, Thuram's made a foul. Bremer's come back on. So Gatti was completely stripped and ready to go, wasn't he? It wasn't like there was a bib on. That sub was ready to be made. Bremer told the fourth official to put that board down, and he's run back on. It's a risk, isn't it? You really don't want to take risks, but this is such a big game. Yeah,
it is. We'll see how that one progresses as Jacobs loses the ball high up the pitch. Can Juventus spring the counter-attack now? It's for Locatelli, then eventually over towards Kalulu on that right-hand side. He's got two men around him and he's dispossessed. It falls nicely for Osimhen. Can Gala get up the other end now? It's Aggun. Yilmaz is making the running behind. It's a short pass though, and Cambi also reads it well. Juventus were a bit risky out of play. Yildiz with a heavy ball, but it's still going to be picked up by a teammate. Locatelli now round the corner. That's a poor pass. Bit sloppy from both sides as Sarra now puts the ball on in. Osimhen's free. Gets the header on target as well. Not the most convincing save from Di Gregorio, who needs 2 chances to gather the ball up. I mean, the centre half just completely left Osimhen there.
Yeah, it's so tricky. There's a reason why they keep hanging up balls from any position. Osimhen wins a majority of them. I think that mask probably doesn't help him, does it, for headers like that? That's a great challenge from Salah. Galatasaray starting to look really dangerous in this one. They're on the right.
Yeah, turning the screw now. It's Yilmaz out towards Agun to his left. Now back to Yilmaz. Passes in front of him. So first time ball comes in. Osimhen's at the back post. It might have taken a final touch off Bremer. He's actually claiming a hand there. Is Osimhen, but I think a goal kick has been given.
Yeah, he's claiming there is a handball. And if that's a handball, then that would surely mean a corner. But a corner hasn't been given. Goal kick, but Galatasaray, they're in a good phase at the moment. They're pinning Juventus well and truly in.
This is a good ball back across goal as well, isn't it, from Yilmaz. Osimhen's always going to appeal for everything, but there's nothing wrong with that one. As it now falls for Torreira in the middle, and out towards Sanchez on that left-hand side. Now in the middle, Badakci. Back to Sanchez. Badakci again now goes down the avenue of the left where Jacobs is waiting for it. He finds the pass forwards in the end for Noah Lang, who's been really quiet so far in this game actually. Most of Galatasaray's players come down the right side or maybe more through the middle. Sanchez, nice pass through the lines there, and here comes Atgun now, about 30 yards from goal. He's still going up towards the box before Thuram steps in. Good challenge from the Frenchman, but Atgun wanted way too much time. Juventus now going up the other end as Thuram sprints forward over the halfway line. Salah is trying to recover it. Thuram's still going before he's eventually dispossessed by Torreira. And both sides sort of being guilty of the same thing there for a moment, wanting too much time on the ball and not making the right decision.
Yeah, Atgun's been really poor actually in the final third. He played off the right hand side when I saw him a lot for Leicester City. He's playing through the middle just behind Osimhen today, and his decision making, his passing has been terrible. Even there he's just stopped because he thinks he's fouled. You can't just stop playing. Koopmeiners has done brilliant and he's through on goal. Yeah,
receives it back from McKennie, and Koopmeiners what a finish that is! Into the top left corner, a brace for Tion Koopmeiners, and he played the 1-2 with the American. Weston McKennie gets it back, fires a left-footed strike into the top corner. No saving that one. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2.
And that is unbelievable. That finish is one of the better finishes you will see for the rest of this competition, because he takes it first time just on the edge. Wow, he has rifled it into the near top corner. He deserves that goal as well because he kept that attack alive. He picks a lovely 1-2 with McKennie. What a he couldn't have hit that any better, could he? He has absolutely laced that into the top corner. I mean, every time we see in a replay, it looks better from different angles. Galatasaray, ironically, I think we're in their best spell of this game completely, and they've been punished, and they've been punished in something we've seen coming from minute one, haven't we? When Juventus pick the ball up from a mistake, there's all the space in the world, and they've capitalised on that. Koopmeiners is at it with the brace. What a game of football this has been. This is what we get excited to see, isn't it, when we see the knockouts come around in the Champions League. It's why it's the best competition in the world of football, definitely. You could even say the world of sport. That, of course, is up for personal opinion, but we now see Shaqiri in possession, and Galatasaray, they've just got to keep doing what they were doing for the last few minutes in terms of their attacking prowess. But Atgun, not really great from him in the build-up again. Yeah,
it really wasn't, and they were punished. That's what happens, isn't it, in the Champions League against these sort of teams. You have the superior players. Galatasaray have got themselves a free kick, though, high up the pitch. Yilmaz has gone down, holding his face. This is a good area for the home side if they can respond immediately. It was Cambiasso who's giving it away, who is on a yellow card, and he needs to be careful with that one. I mean, maybe Yilmaz is just sort of playing up for it for the referee because he wants to try and get him sent off. We're going to see a replay now. It's holding his face. He doesn't actually get caught in the face. He does get pulled back for a free kick, but I think he definitely makes the most of it. Regardless, Galatasaray do have themselves a set piece. I said it 1-0. That I didn't think that was the last of the goals that we'd see in this game. We've had another 2 since then. Juventus have turned it around to now lead at Rams Park. And I'll say it again, I still don't think we've seen the last of the goals this evening. It's been a fantastic game of football to watch in the opening 33.5 minutes. And still plenty more to come as Osimhen tries to G his team up for this one. It's Sarra and co standing over it. Juventus are going to be forced into that change now. So clearly Bremer hasn't been able to shake that injury off that he came back on for a few moments ago. Can see him now walking off the field, and Gatti finally gets on.
Yeah, Gatti is onto the field of play right now, and I guess the fact that they're 2-1 up, they really don't need to risk Bremer being in this situation, because they're probably going to have a lot of defending to do for the remainder of this one. This free kick ready to be taken.
Yeah, up goes the arm from Sarah. There is another man standing over it, but it's going to be Sarah instead. So it was a near post, headed away by Juventus player. It's behind though. It's going out for a corner. It came off Locatelli, last the Juventus captain. Galatasaray want to take this one shot. It's Noah Lang and Sarah again standing over the set pieces. This time, one of them hasn't made way yet. Plenty of crowding and pushing and shoving going on though in that penalty box. It's the outswinger from Lang in the end. Poor ball towards the near post, easily headed away by Locatelli before that gun with the volley on the edge of the box, and that just adds to the poor first half that he's having.
Yeah, he's been awful, hasn't he? Eunice Hatgun, so poor. What a horrendous strike that is from him. He doesn't even need to hit it in that sense. You've got players on the bench. Yasser Espria, who we'll know from his time at Watford, he was a great player. He's on the bench. Gundogan's on the bench. Leroy Sané is on the bench. I mean, I don't think it'll be long till we see any of them players if this carries on. It's actually a really good, strong bench. Sasha Bowie as well at right back, of course, as we all know from his time at Bayern Munich. Icardi on there as well. Singo, who's a great centre-half. It's a big squad at Galatasaray. If this carries on, I can't imagine it'll be too long till we see quite a few of them players.
Yeah, Mauro Icardi might find himself unlucky not to start in this game. Did score a hat-trick at the weekend, but they preferred just the one striker in this game in the form of Osimhen, as that's a lovely play for Juventus to get out from the back, and this is great football. They're on the halfway line as well now. Yield is sprinting forward, he's waiting for the options, he's just passed it behind his man in the end, but Koopman keeps it in, and there's actually going to be a free kick given to Galatasaray. There's a man down there in the middle, I think it's Noah Lang, who's holding his face. He's again made it look like he's sort of been shot the way that he's holding it and moving around, but I mean, that was lovely football from Juve.
Yeah, it was. It's poor from Yildiz though. Unlike him, Weston McKennie brought down Starlight, who's down at the moment, the full back. But yeah, I thought Yildiz, he could have looked up, could have looked to the right, and he would have had a teammate in on goal, but he didn't. He was just driving forwards through the left. It feels like Galatasaray maybe using the face injuries as a little bit of an excuse to try and get people booked. The referee's just stopped things at the moment. I thought he was going to the VAR monitor there to maybe check for a red card, but he's about to have a word with both sets of coaches, just because I think, what a surprise, it's not only getting tasty on the bench, Spalletti's been booked and the assistant manager for Galatasaray has been booked.
Yeah, it's not a surprise, is it, to see Galatasaray coaches and Juventus coaches going at each other, but Spalletti and one of the assistant coaches for Galatasaray now find themselves in the box, so they just need to be a bit calmer with the rest of this one, make sure they don't get themselves sent to the stands. They won't want to miss any of this because of the way that it's going. Fantastic first 37 minutes at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. The home side just need to be careful as well now. They're obviously going to try and chase this game and level it up. Going to Turin, I think 2-1 down would be a really tough task for them to overcome, so if they can get it level or maybe even get the advantage going into that game, it would help them. They're going to leave themselves exposed, they're going forward, and Juventus definitely have the players to exploit that as Jacobs now runs forward, plays the pass into Atkin, who's just muscled out in the end, and what a touch that is round his man by Conceição. He's still round as well, he gets past Torreira this time. Ball wide for McKennie, takes it inside. Is that a heavy touch? It's not. Salah can't get there. It's now with Yildiz, about 35 yards from goal. Osimhen is sprinting back. Yildiz still has it though. Plays it over towards the right side. Good touch from Conceição. Conceição goes low, left-footed strike. It's just wide in the end. Agonisingly close again for Juventus, who could have gone 2 goals up there for the moment. It's just wide from Conceição. And again, the space is so clear for Juve.
Yeah, forced Conceição on the right-hand side. He cuts inside onto his stronger left foot. He looks for that far top corner. It's a devastating counter-attack again from Juventus. It was just pinpoint perfection with the passes, the movement. It was all structured, it felt, from the Italian side, as it always is when it comes to Italian football, isn't it? It's all very training ground routine, all very structured, very set up and neat. As we now see the ball with Yildiz, that's a poor forward ball, and every time Galatasaray give the ball away, they look like they could go and concede, which is really not a great look.
Yeah, they do look decent going forward, but so do Juventus, who look way more dangerous, I would say, at the moment, as Torreira wants a foul off Turan, but Galatasaray can keep hold of the ball anyway. It's now with Sarah up towards the halfway line. He's waiting for Yilmaz to get on his bike. He finally has done. He might get round Cambiasso as well, but he won't get past Lloyd Kelly, who does well to come across and cover plays it off Yilmaz last as well, who's not happy about the decision, but it is going to be a throw-in to Juventus. Lloyd Kelly, already mentioned about the season he's having at Juventus, done really well so far in Serie A. Not really too much talk about an England call-up ahead of the World Cup, but he'll want to put himself in Thomas Tuchel's plans if he can manage it. Ball forward from Juventus isn't a good one, but Archie heads it forward. It's picked up though by Atgun. Waiting for the pass out wide, he finds it in the form of Yilmaz. Now back towards Salah, who's in a little bit more space. We're approaching the final 5 minutes of this first half at Rams Park, and so far it's all good for Juventus, who were 1-0 down in this game. Across towards Jakobs now, just seeing the stats as well, it's pretty much even in terms of possession. 52% for Galatasaray, 7 attempts compared to Juventus's 5. So Juve definitely the more clinical of the two sides, as reflected by the scoreline. Now Torreira, Jacobs is trying to make the run in behind, but it's just to Sarr instead. This is a bit slow for Galab. That's a good ball forward. That good on the edge of the box, well hit and well down from Di Gregorio. We've been criticising his performance so far there at Gun, but he wasn't a million miles away from levelling it up.
Yeah, that's a decent strike. There's a mistake at the back. It falls to Atgun again. Osimhen on the attack. It now falls to Sarr. He thought about hitting it. He didn't in the end. He's still on the attack. It's a nice move ball into the back post. Cambiasso heads out for another corner, and Atgun finally gets something okay, doesn't it? He catches it pretty well. It's a good save down low from Di Gregorio. I thought it bounced right in front of him. He didn't. He got a full contact on it, didn't he? The goalkeeper. It's a good save, but another corner coming up for Galatasaray, who are, I think it's safe to say, well on top at the minute.
Yeah, they certainly are. They're looking to hit back in this game. It was a good save from Di Gregorio, probably one that he would expect to make, given how it's not really too far in the corner, but plenty of power behind it still. And it is now going to be this in-swinger from Gabriel Sarr, eventually when the referee is happy with everything in the middle. Sarr takes, it's the in-swinger towards the near post again. There's the header. It's going to go wide this time from Badaci, who made the run forward from defence, but the Galatasaray captain can't quite direct his header on target.
No, I thought he came off the head of Yildiz initially, but nobody complaining, so that means it can't be too much. Of course, there's an all-French tie tonight in the Champions League, which I feel like that seems slightly early to see an all-domestic same type. I am covering it. It is Monaco against PSG at 8 PM. Ball down the left-hand side. McKennie looked offside. Sanchez absolutely crunched him. The offside flag goes up in the end. Good call from the linesman. Like I said, I thought he went a little bit early, the former Leeds loanee, as we now see Badaci in possession.
Yeah, we certainly do. There's some really tantalising games in the Champions League this evening. Kieran just mentioned about Monaco against PSG, an all-French affair, all-French league affair in that one. There's also Benfica against Real Madrid, of course, will be one of the headlining games after what happened in the league phase. This game that they had, as Jacobs now goes forward. He gets round Kelly as well, who has to send the ball out. Osimhen will try and keep it in under pressure from Gatti. Last touch does come off the Nigerian though, so it's going to be for a throw-in just by the corner flag. I mean, Osimhen has got such energy about him tonight. You've seen him already sprinting back to help out the defence. Seen him there with his pressing. Really is one of the fastest players going when he gets on his bike like that. He's out for a throw-in though, which Kalulu will take. Locatelli showing for it, but Kalulu wants the long option down the line for Coop Miners. It's back towards Sarr, now Torreira in the middle. Turning away from a few players, some good footwork, but he has been dispossessed and no foul as Coop Miners runs round his man. That was far too easy from Badaci. Coop Miners still going as he moves into the middle, finds a pass down the right. Can Locatelli send it through for Conceição? He just about can't in the end. It is going to get pulled back for a free kick on Coop Miners. I think the referee is going to go to his book as well for that one. Was it Jacobs, I think, who made the foul? In fact, it was Torreira, the former Arsenal man. And again, Juventus, when they get on the counter-attack like that, they do play some lovely stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was Davinson Sanchez that fouled him initially. We'll await confirmation of it. I think the camera's lingered on Torreira, but I don't remember him being near it initially. He turned away, unless he got booked for initially losing the ball and trying to bring down Locatelli. But yeah, once again, it was one of those type of counter-attacks, wasn't it? As the referee brandished the yellow card, I think he pointed towards Davinson Sanchez initially. We'll await confirmation of it, because it wasn't very clear. He definitely did point towards Torreira. That is for sure. So we'll await confirmation, like mentioned, of who has been yellow carded, as we now see the ball on the right hand side. He might have booked Torreira, who knows? Yeah,
we'll see in just a moment. But I initially thought it was Torreira with the way that the cameras lingered on him, but clearly it wasn't him who made the foul. Juventus forced Oliver back to the goalkeeper there. I thought Conceição might have a decent chance to get the ball in, but they've chosen the safe option. Locatelli with the ball downfield. It's picked up by Galatasaray. Torreira now in the midfield. Has got Sara in support. He finds a Brazilian as well, about 35 yards from goal. Takes it round Locatelli for the time being, then finds it for Jacobs instead. Now towards Noah Lang. He's now drifting inside. He'll have the confidence. He passes to Torreira though. Now Sara. Patient build up from Galatasaray. Now Jacobs and Lang. A few one-touch passes going between them two before Lang eventually takes it into his own hands and runs down the left. He's almost ran Kalulu before he gets checked back in the end. Now Thuram, as we approach the end of this first half at Rams Park. It is still Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. Heavy touch there in the middle. I think a handball has actually been given against Weston McKennie. I think it's actually Gabriel Sara who was booked for that foul a few moments ago. That's what I've got up here. Cameras of on the broadcast have yet to confirm that one, but still we'll confirm it when we get it, of course, for certain. Going to be 3 minutes added on though at the end of this first half. Can Galatasaray find a leveller before the break? Lang crosses it from deep. Good ball as well. It's just over the head of Gadachi. Gatti heads it up in the air. Still hasn't broken for anyone. It might fall now for Torreira. Left-footed strike. Blocked as soon as he hit it. And eventually Locatelli with a nice touch down the left. He gets it away. Good pass as well for Yildiz. Can Juventus get themselves another goal before the break? Great feet from Yildiz, who's still going. He's hacked down in the end by Salai. Referee not indicating that it's going to go to his book this time, but again, that just a bit of an indication of what Yildiz can do on the ball.
It's the right foul to make from Salai, because that's where Yildiz is at his best. You see that close ball control. No one's going to stop him unless you actually foul him. And that was once again, I mean, Galatasaray so frustrating to not create a proper chance there. But Yildiz just dances away from a couple of challenges. Salai knows he has to hack him down. Terrible diagonal ball. Can Galatasaray create that couple more chances in the final minutes of this half? They're very well much on top. I feel like we're going to see a lot of the same in the second half, aren't we? A lot of Galatasaray attacks and chances. But here are the Turkish side trying to end the half positively.
Yeah, Torreira now finds Sanchez over on the right. It's for Yilmaz, who's in space on this touchline. He's got support in the form of Sara, who seems to be everywhere in this first half. Probably been Galatasaray's best player so far, you would say, with him scoring the goal as well. Torreira out for Sara, who's now popping up on the right wing a little bit more. Bit of a heavy pass in towards that gun, but he takes it regardless. Sanchez out for Yilmaz, which is the target they've been aiming for. Yilmaz just creeping up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, knocks it back for Sara, under pressure from Thuram. Sanchez again. Now Yilmaz. That's why it's got to go in just a few moments. Yilmaz gets around the outside. He doesn't get his ball right though. Gets no power or loft on it in the end. Juventus haven't done the greatest job clearing it though. It's now for Torreira. Crosses it from deep. Osimhen wants to run on it. It's headed away though by Kalulu. Only as far as that gun. Out towards Lang now on the left wing. Looking to run at Kalulu. Still has hold of the ball but there's no way through for now. Chooses Jacobs. Then at gun. Into the final minute of stoppage time at Rams Park. Now in towards the centre where Salai can receive it. Over for Yilmaz, who's got close company in the form of Cambiasso. Then Sanchez, Yilmaz. There's a run being made for by Salai. It's not fouled. It's a bit of a lack of risk taking that from Gallat as Sara heads it for the back post. Kalulu beats Osimhen, but the Nigerian will still pick it up. He'll now cross it into the box. It's a good delivery as well. Could work nicely for Lang. If he can get his shot off, he does. It's deflected. It is going to go out for a corner. You imagine this will be the last chance of the half.
Yeah, and it was Badachi yellow carded earlier on. Confirmation of it. The centre half, a third corner of the game coming up. It's going to be a final chance of the half. That was nice play, wasn't it, from Galatasaray? Noah Lang starting to get more involved. He's looking really dangerous in this one.
Yep, Sara now takes the in-swing. It's a good ball as well in towards the centre. Can Osimhen keep that from going out? He can't, but it is going to be a corner regardless. Last touch came off for Juventus, man. Is there going to be time though to take this one? We are past the 3 minutes that were added on by the Dutch referee Danny McEllitt. Can Galatasaray get this one into the box and get themselves a goal going into the break with a perfect time to score if they can? Pretty much everyone inside the box for this one, as you might expect. In-swinger comes in from Lang. Good delivery as well. It might go all the way through for Salah. He's somehow put it all over the bar. Big chance at the end there for Galatasaray. The Hungarian can't keep his composure. And I believe that will be it for half-time. It is indeed a really entertaining affair so far at Rams Park. Galatasaray took the lead on the 15-minute mark through Gabriel Sara it cancelled out a moment later by Koopmeiners, who then secured his brace on the half-hour mark. And with that at half-time, it's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2.
Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tight. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg tie. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that, he's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half time at Ramos Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. It's Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forward. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not shot after that. He's got an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Ramsden Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. Titans Gabriel Sara, who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his brace and to put the Italian side 2-1 up going into the break. It's 2-1 Juventus. Half-time at Ramsden Park. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. What a half of football it's been in this first leg. Titans Gabriel Sara, who put Galatasaray 1-0 up pretty early on. A lovely left-footed finish, but they only had the lead for about a minute and a half. Juventus instantly from kick-off went forwards. Koopmeiners levelled things up. Not short after that, he scored an absolute beauty into the top corner to get his break. And we will leave that just there because we're about to get back underway at Ramsden Park for this Champions League round of 32 first leg knockout fixture. It is Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2 off the back of what was a great first half. Galatasaray straight on the attack in the second. It falls to Sarah Jacobs. I'll give you the run through the first half in a moment, but like I said, the home side are starting as they left off in the first half on the attack, putting Juventus under pressure. But we're back at the halfway line. Well, it was Gabriel Sara who put Galatasaray 1-0 up in the 15th minute with a lovely finish on his stronger left foot into the far corner, and then a quick-fire double from TNT Koopmeiners. He scored to level it up within a minute of Galatasaray's opener with a nice finish from close range after a save from Shakir from a header from Kalulu, and then moments after that, the pick of the bunch so far, Koopmeiners rifling one into the top corner to make it 2-1. From that moment onwards, it's been all Galatasaray. They've had chances, they've had corners, but they haven't been able to turn it into goals as of yet. As we now see Torreira, ball on the right-hand side, and fingers crossed, Josh, we can see more of the same in this half.
Yeah, exactly what we wanted, and it was really open, wasn't it, in the first half. 3 goals, and I think we could have had a lot more, really, depending on how clinical both teams were. Juventus were fantastic going forward and looked dangerous every time. Galatasaray just sort of slowing down a little bit too much at times. Decision making, I don't think has been there the whole time. I don't think Osman's had enough service as well. He's only had that header, really. That was a fairly comfortable save for Di Gregorio in the end. But yeah, we're hoping it opens up even more in this second half, and you know, hopefully you'd imagine Galatasaray are going to go for it. They're going to leave the spaces open. That's just going to open the door for Juventus. Of course, Koopmeiners is on a hat-trick now, so he'll be wanting to do that, but it's just fouled Jacobs.
Yeah, another goal for Juve would be crucial, wouldn't it? But the fact that this is their away leg, of course, they can just be a little bit patient and look after, or try and look after this result. They'd have taken a draw, I think, if you offered them that result before kick-off today, Juventus. The fact they're in the lead come the second half is just vital for them. A change at half-time. Cambiasso, the man on the yellow card, can't say we're too surprised about that one. He's made way for Cabal, and Cambiasso was playing very well, but it was up against Yilmaz, which could have just spelled danger for him, as Yilmaz wow, has just put in one of the worst crosses you will ever see. His standing foot just on top of the ball, which means as he goes to kick it, completely slices it, almost knocks out a fan in the crowd right next to him. It was that bad. As you see, Di Gregorio takes the goal kick quickly to Lloyd Kelly. I don't think really wanted that. Cabal takes a chance. He does well to win the throw-in. And in the end, it goes out for the throw-in, and Yilmaz not his finest of moments.
No, he's looked dangerous in that first half, but I mean, that's just comical there, isn't it? He sort of gets a touch with his left foot, and then he hits it with his right, but it's too far in front of him, so he just slices it into the stand. He won't want to be watching replays back of that one, but yeah, just gone on to Cambiasso as well. Did play well, but there was a moment it could have been sent off, actually. He sort of dragged Yilmaz down from behind. Yilmaz made the absolute most of it and was like holding his face afterwards on the floor. It never touched his face, but it still could have been a risky one. Another referee might have sent him off for that one, so maybe just makes sense. Also worth noting now, Juventus have changed half their back line on the first half. Of course, Bremer had to go off with an injury, forgot it. So it's not the ideal backline they want to be playing, but they'll still think they have enough to hold Galatasaray off. Yeah,
they really will. They'll believe in themselves. Italian side so structured at defending. Salah with a heavy pass down the right, but it finds Yilmaz. Takes a lovely touch to get the better of Cabal. It's great work from Yilmaz. He then finds Salah hangs it up towards the back post, takes a deflection. Torreira never going to win the header, but he does well. He finds Yilmaz across the first goal. What a save, and there's the tap in for the rebound. And it's Noah Lang to level things up straight away. It was a great save from Di Gregorio initially, but it fell to Noah Lang for the open net, very similar to Juventus' first goal. And Galatasaray with an instant response in this second half, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, perfect start to the half for Galatasaray. Just great perseverance, great ball in, isn't it, from Yilmaz. He just hits it hard, and the keeper has to get some sort of contact on it. McKennie can't get out close enough to him. I mean, it's Lang who reacts quickest. It's right into the path, and he can't miss. It's a golden opportunity for him. What a moment that is for him as well. First goal in the Champions League this season for Noah Lang. He won't have any easier than that one, but he might not score many. He's crucial with it, 2-2.
Yeah, Juventus now, maybe he will have come out trying for the defensive game plan, and it could be very tricky for them for the remainder of this one. The tails are up for Galatasaray. They've deserved the leveller just in terms of how they ended that first half. Here's Coincesau on the right hand side. Ball whipped in, takes a deflection out for a corner for the Italian side, and it comes off Jacobs. It's Noah Lang's first goal in this competition, and as well this season for himself, of course, being with Napoli and Galatasaray. But a third corner of the game coming up for Juventus, who now they're looking for the response.
Yeah, they are. They've shown they can do it already in this game, of course. The last time Galatasaray scored, Juventus scored just about a moment later, so they'll be looking for that instant response now. Won't be too disheartened with it the way that they've played, and it comes off from Coincesau.
And it's been whipped into a good area, but it's well taken down by Chaki. You feel like Galatasaray are just going to really go for this, aren't they? And really push for the victory. It's a great opportunity for them to go to Turin next week with a nice lead. And it's still 2-2. Juventus, I guess for them, it's about not going into their shell, isn't it? As we see Bardacci, he finds Chakir. Now I think Torreira's just wanting Galatasaray to just settle down at the moment, not try and force these long balls, not be so desperate to get on the attack. Chakir then switches it towards the right hand side. He does force the long ball. It's not a great one, and it goes straight into the path of Di Gregorio, and he just gifts possession back to Juventus. No, we really don't know what to expect for the remainder of this one. The fact that Galatasaray have already levelled things up, as we now see Coincesau turns away from his man. He finds Kalulu. Now it's going to be Locatelli into Thuram. He plays a heavy ball back towards Gatti under pressure from Osimhen, who's trying to hound him this whole time. Locatelli then back to Di Gregorio. It's nice composure from Juventus playing out from the back. Ball to the right, though, isn't a great one. Salah almost gets there. Does he foul his man? He does. He just takes him down.
Yeah, just got the wrong side there again. Cabal straight into the thick of things, really, since coming on. And won't be happy, obviously, to have conceded the goal. Just one of the numerous Juventus players that were stood around. But yeah, Salah was getting the wrong side there. He's coming in at a rate of knots as well, so it's a nice speed collision. Cabal almost could have been down injured for it, but thankfully he's back up to his feet and okay to continue.
Yes, we now see Gatti. That's Locatelli over the free kick. He goes into the middle for Coop Miners. Galatasaray's midfield just switching off for the time being. Coop Miners ball to the right hand side for Coincesau, who's driving forwards again. He's been dangerous on the right, especially when he's taking it down the channel. It feels like he's been their main man at times. He goes down the channel again, ball whipped in again, goes out for another Juventus corner. 2 corners already in this half for the Italian side.
Yeah, well, I know there's a focus on set pieces, of course, from an Italian team. They've got the aerial threats as well. You want to see Lloyd Kelly and Co getting on the end of his Gatti as well. He's a big centre half, so they can pose threats for Galatasaray. It's just got to be about the delivery, and they've got 2 great players standing over it.
Yeah, as we now see the ball with Coincesau for this corner kick. He's the man over it. He's got options short. He's going to leave it for Yildiz in the end. He whips it out. He finds the header of McKennie. It goes wide in the end. Lloyd Kelly gets there. Gabriel Sara steps in. No free kick in the end, given by the referee. And here come Galatasaray on the counter. Sara still deep in his own half. In the end, has to settle for a simple ball to Yilmaz, who turns away, finds Sanchez. He then goes long up towards Osimhen. Will he win the header? No, he won't. It goes in behind. And now it's going to be McKennie in towards Thuram. And Thuram on the left. It feels like now Juventus are on top in this one. What a ball that is to Coincesau. Brings it down. Nice touch from him. Who's going to go onto his left foot, then onto his right. Lovely play across the face of goal. It's well defended and well cleared away by Torreira, but Juventus well on top. Now it's funny how something can just change a game of football like it has done. Ball in towards Yildiz, who's in acres of space. What are Galatasaray doing at the moment here. Yildiz now on the right hand side, looks to get the better of Bardacci, finds the pass into Conceição, who turns, goes onto his right again, looks for a ball, across the face of goal, it's defended by Bardacci, now it's towards Noah Lang, who turns away from Koopmeiners. Galatasaray have to settle, they can't settle in this one, they've given the ball away straight away again. Gatti's just given away a needless free kick to Osim Hen, but I mean Galatasaray now look terrible.
Yeah, they've just gone to pieces, haven't they, really, since scoring that second goal. You thought they might sort of be spurred on by it and maybe go at Juventus, but I think Luciano Spalletti will be really happy with the response that his Italian team have made in this one. Conceição's getting a lot of the ball as well in this second half. He's looking afraid, he's linking up nicely with Yield. Is it still yet to yield in any major chances for Juventus? But you imagine the longer this goes on, the more they will be able to create. They've already seen they can be clinical. Koopmeiners with that brace in the first half, and a bit of sorting out through there for the referees. Locatelli and Osimhen almost come to blows.
Yeah, just need to settle down. It feels like every time Juventus have something to chase or aren't in the lead in this game, they are just a miles better team than Galatasaray when they really want to go for it. Galatasaray just can't keep hold of the possession at all under any pressure. Chakir, terrible ball into the middle. Torreira does really well though to win it back, and he's just got to drive forwards into the space, but he hasn't. He finds Salah on the right, who then finds Yilmaz up against Cabal. He fancies himself up against him. That's good one-on-one defending though from the Colombian. Goes out for a throw-in. Yilmaz throws it in for Sanchez, who brings it down. He finds Sara, who's going to look for a switch to the left-hand side. He does well to find Noah Lang. Great touch from him. Cuts it onto his right, whips in. Decent delivery, easily dealt with by Gatti. It's a decent delivery. It was into a decent area, but nobody was located there. Conceição takes a poor touch. He goes down, free kick. I thought it might have been a little bit fortunate in the end. Maybe just got caught by Noah Lang, but what a chaotic few minutes it's been.
Yeah, it's been played at 100 mile an hour at the moment, isn't it, this game? It's sort of end-to-end, breath of stuff, really good for us to watch, of course, as neutral viewers, but I'm sure the managers won't be appreciating it, especially Luciano Spalletti. He'll be wanting to settle down and make sure Juventus just control this one from here on out. If they don't manage to win this game, I think it's crucial we don't lose it, and they do go into that game at the Allianz Stadium next week with not chasing it, with it at least level pegging. That'll suit them more than Galatasaray, who will be absolutely desperate to get a winner.
Yeah, they really will. They'll be really desperate. As you see, Salah just in a little bit of discomfort after that challenge. 56.5 minutes on the clock. It's 2-2 between these two sides. What a game it's been so far. As we now see Chakir, who's in possession. He finds it. Now, once again, it's weird how Galatasaray can score and then look worse every single time. As we now see Salah, he goes down to the challenge. Another free kick. Just feels like the referee's giving free kicks non-stop now, doesn't it? As we see one, is it going to be one where they try and hang it up into the area? As we now see Torreira on the right-hand side. Is he going to leave it? Yes, they're going to put the centre halves forward from this one. 57 minutes on the clock. 2-2. Between these two sides. It's been a great second half so far again, as we're just now seeing, well, the free kick won earlier by Salah from McKennie. Bit of a reckless challenge from him. Sat very deep in Juventus from this free kick. And the Lang's going to go short in towards Salah, takes the touch, hangs it up towards the back post. Osim Hen wins it across the face of goal. It falls to Torreira, who goes for goal. He slices his strike wide in the end. A poor volley from him. He's had a couple of attempts so far, hasn't he, Torreira? And they haven't been the best.
Yeah, just spoons that one, doesn't he? It's not the connection he wants on it at all. But, I mean, play from Galatasaray. It's smart, isn't it, with the set piece? Just hang it up in the air for Osimhen, and he will win that header 9 times out of 10. His aerial ability is so impressive as a striker. And he manages to just put it on a plate. Well, not put it on a plate, but he makes it a decent chance for Torreira, who again just can't keep his composure. Probably not the play you want on it in that situation. He does well there, though, just to keep it away from Koopmeiners.
Yeah, and here's Chakir now, who then finds Bardacci, who's got options ahead. Well, Noah Lang, the man levelling this up. We said at the end of the half, he's starting to look really dangerous, didn't he? And he was in the right place at the right time, the Dutchman. And we now see Atgun. Can't be long till we maybe see Leroy Sané on the pitch in this one. We now see Yilmaz up against Cabal. What touch has that is from him? He's taken down. That's got to be a free kick right on the edge. It has to be a yellow card. And Cabal, he's bemused as to how it's a free kick. I mean, he's lucky because he's so close to getting in the area, we're starting to see the best of Yilmaz.
Yeah, Yilmaz, well, he's drawn yellow cards now, hasn't he, from both of the left-backs that have played in this game for Juventus. Again, that burst of pace, it's so good. Cabal clearly pulls him back. It's not a penalty, it's clearly outside the box. Yilmaz does his job well there. I think he's been absolutely sensational as the game's gone on. Yilmaz really played a part for Galatasaray, big part in the second goal for them in the equaliser. And he's just done a good job there. Can his side get themselves in front once more?
Yeah, free kick opportunity coming up now for Galatasaray. Really good crossing position right on the corner of the penalty area. Sarra, the man over it. You think it suits a left footer. I was thinking these positions, you hit it hard, don't you? Get a little bit of power, a little bit of height on it. If it evades everyone, make sure it finds that far corner. One of those ones, as we see Gabriel Sarra ready to whip it in, and he puts it across, and it's found the back of the net. How has it found the back of the net? It's Davinson Sanchez with it, and in the end, Galatasaray have turned it around completely. It's 3-2.
Yeah, another twist in this topsy-turvy game. Wild celebrations at Rams Park for that one. What a delivery from Gabriel Sarra. He puts this in with so much pace, it's impossible to defend. Sanchez is right there, he's clearing it. I'm not sure how he gets the final touch in the end, but it's just behind his man Lloyd Kelly, who can't get there. Definitely comes off maybe the shoulder in the end of Davinson Sanchez. It will count as his goal. This is all about the delivery though, isn't it? From Gabriel Sarra. A goal and assist now to his name. And a fantastic performance from him. Galatasaray back in front. What a second half they've had.
Yeah, and it's Davinson Sanchez. He just chests it in to the far corner. Galatasaray have turned this game on its head completely. 3-2 to the home side. What a game of football this has been. And Galatasaray, like mentioned, now it's his first goal of the competition this season, right on the hour mark. 3-2 to the home side. What a game it's been. And now it's Juventus' turn to try and dominate proceedings and create chances. Yildiz has been caught offside. Do Galatasaray keep going for this now and try and get that advantage even more?
I think they should do. I think they'll look at it as a real chance now to put some daylight between themselves and Juventus. I mean, if they have a 2-goal lead going into that game, ensuring it's going to make all the difference. If it's just a 1-goal, you know, the Juventus crowd is going to be a lot more up for it. If they're chasing 2 or maybe even 3, they may even be defeated before they've even kicked off. It's paramount that they get this one right. Of course, they won't want to go for it too much. They want to take some sort of lead. But I think with Juventus in this situation, looking vulnerable at the back, I don't see why they wouldn't go and take this with 2 hands.
Yeah, could really go for this, couldn't they? Galatasaray, I really hope that they don't just take the approach of just sitting back and not really go for it when being in possession. As we now see Sanchez, who then finds Çakir. What a second half it's been for the Turkish side. There's a ball in towards Akgun. He slips on the turn. He's been woeful, hasn't he? Lloyd Kelly goes down. It's going to be a free kick. Should be a yellow card for Sarra, but he gets away with one somehow. And it's going to be a free kick. But Akgun, how is he still on the pitch?
Yeah, I'm not too sure really. He's had a really poor game. He'll be disappointed with how he's played in this one. Galatasaray have scored 3 goals and they're all in spite of him really in that attack. It's led to Sarra conceding that foul. I mean, you've said it before, they've got the players on the pitch to come on in place of Akgun. I can't imagine it's too much time before the manager, Okan Burek, does go to his bench. Likes of Sane, Gundogan on their esprit. You've already mentioned Icardi as well if they want to go 2 up front, which probably doesn't make sense now given that they're 3-2 up. But yeah, I don't think it will long before we'll see him off the pitch.
Yeah, you now see Locatelli goes in towards Coop Miners, headed away by Sanchez. Is Osimhen going to get there? He is. It's a great touch from him. Yilmaz can't get there. It's Lloyd Kelly on the left, whips it in towards the back post. What an awful cross that is. Felt like a centre-half crossing the ball there, didn't it, from Lloyd Kelly. And it evades absolutely everybody and over everybody and out for a goal kick. No, throw-in, should I say. Just about evades everyone. Jacobs, the man ready to throw this one back in. As we now see him in possession. He throws it long down the side. Osimhen flicks it on, but it's only going to go as far as McKennie. And now it's Kelly all the way back to his goalkeeper, Di Gregorio. He's going to switch it across towards the left-hand side. The header's won by Salah. Now it's Davinson Sanchez who finds McKennie. Ball down the line for Yildiz, who's got there ahead of Sanchez, but it's a good sliding challenge from Sanchez may have hurt himself going into that one as well. Lovely flick on, and here's Yildiz driving into the penalty area. Cuts onto his right, then onto his left. He's still going. What a run from him. Ball into the area, headed out for another Juventus corner.
Yeah, we're not seeing too much of him in the second half, Yildiz, but that is a brilliant piece of skill right there. Goes around a couple of men before putting a good ball across. It's just unfortunate in the end, and it can't evade the Galatasaray defenders. He wins his side a set piece as a result of it. So that's just a warning for Galatasaray. They are in the better of this second half. They've still got to be aware, though, of the threat that Juventus possess. And they've just had a little bit of a warning there, but it's going to be a corner.
Yeah, corner getting ready to be whipped in now. And we see the arms go up. Ready to see this one whipped in. This is going to be an in-swinging delivery for the visiting side. It's going to be whipped in towards the back post, and there's Lloyd Kelly with the header. He puts it wide, and in the end it goes for a goal kick. A simple one, and a header that never causes too much problem.
Yeah, I thought this might have been going out actually before Lloyd Kelly jumps up to reach it. Not Yildiz his best moment. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get Kelly to peel off around the back of a defender and to just head the ball back across goal, maybe even in at the near post. It's asking too much so the Englishman in the end, and yeah, just into the side netting.
Yeah, as we see the ball go along towards the right-hand side, header not won by Atgum, and now it's going to go out for a throw-in. 4 corners apiece between the two sides. As you now see Yildiz, he's leaving it towards Salai. Salai wants to get a little bit of treatment, it seems, as he's now back to his feet. Maybe he's not going to need treatment, maybe he just had a problem with his boot. And he's throw-in ready to be taken again. In the hands of Salai, throws it down the line. Yilmaz goes down under the challenge, nothing given. Forward ball is going to be intercepted by Bardacci, who then finds Chakia. Goes across to Sanchez. There's real pressure, isn't there, from Juventus now in this one, and Sanchez's ball is a terrible one, out for a throw-in. And Galatasaray really struggling now for any real form of composure. As we now see Sarah, he clears his lines up towards Yilmaz. Maybe a midfield change could do them the world of good. Torreira with a risky ball back. Is the goalkeeper going to get there? He is. It's not a pass back either, so he can pick the ball up. Check it, who just needs to help his side settle down in this one, because the press from Juventus is just causing too many problems.
Yeah, it makes sense now to just try and take the sting out of this one. It might have taken a little bit too long there, and he's looking to avoid any further action from the referee. Gets it back from his teammates, but yeah, Galatasaray now, I mean, it's that point we were going about before, isn't it? Do they go for this one, or do they sit back on it now that Juventus are coming back at them? And Cabal could be in a bit of trouble here. Is that his second yellow card?
Yeah, it's going to be his second yellow card, and Cabal, the man who was brought on simply because Cambiasso was yellow carded. Well, he's gone and got himself 2 yellow cards, and he's going to be sent off in this one. And now we're in a stage of, do Galatasaray really almost take it to Juventus? Do Juventus play to just lose by the 1 goal, because they're now a man down?
Yeah, and what a surprise, it's Yilmaz who's won it. I mean, this is just idiotic from Cabal. Why you would do this when you're on a yellow card all over the back of Yilmaz? I mean, that's been coming the whole game, him getting someone sent off. He's been fantastic, and this couldn't come at a better time in the game for Galatasaray. They've just been getting put under the cosh again a little bit by Juventus, and this will just relieve the pressure on them now. The fact that Juve are probably going to have to sub another defender on, which they don't want to do. They've already had to do that because of injury in the game, and because of a yellow card to the guy that Cabal has just come on for about 20 minutes ago. He's refusing to go off the pitch, and he's absolutely furious about it, and so he should. He's let his side down. I mean, they could realistically be going into that game now, ensuring next week, you know, with 2 or 3 goals down. If Galatasaray really go for this, and you imagine those fans in the stadium would be absolutely wanting them to do so.
Yeah, they will. How do Juventus really go about this now, especially when it's a fullback that's been sent off? Do they push for a leveller? I guess this is where the beauty of 2-legged football comes into play, and it's what makes it so exciting, because you think about the different tactical aspects. Juventus being the away side, do they really take the risk of going for a leveller in this one, or do they have the joy of having the home leg, only losing by 1, and they'd really back themselves? You'd back them to at least get a goal in that home leg, so it just makes it that more interesting.
Yeah, I think they do right to just try and sit on this now and take it to one goal. Of course, in that game, you're going to have 11 men in it. You can come back from a goal down, especially when you're at home. If you get the atmosphere up for it, you get an early goal, and then it's level like that. I think they should just sit on this one now and go for damage limitation. As I say, going 2 goals down, it's going to be so demoralising for them. So yeah, I think just the one goal would probably be the smartest thing for them right now. They're not going to, I mean, they could go and score in this one, but at what risk?
Yeah, it just shows the versatility of Weston McKennie. He's gone from striker to left back. Eunice Atgun, that is woeful. They're well and truly on the attack in a great position, and he's played the ball so early. He's given the ball straight to Juventus. That is terrible, because Galatasaray have a great chance on the counter there, don't they? As we see Di Gregorio is going to boot it long down the right-hand side. Has that turned into a great ball for Kalulu? It has. What a ball from the goalkeeper. With that, 69 minutes on the clock, we've hit the halfway stage of this second half. What a game this has been. Galatasaray turning this game on its head. Atgun's now been caught offside. He's been dreadful. I can't believe he's still on the field of play, but it will be Josh to take you through to full time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kieran. I think Victor Osimhen might try and sub Eunice Atgun off himself in just a few moments. He's clearly getting frustrated with him. In the meantime, though, there is going to be a substitution, not for Galatasaray. It's going to be for Juventus. Fabio Conceição is going to be making way, and that's in place of the number 18, Filip Kostic, which does make sense. I guess Kostic is a more defensive-minded player than Conceição. Galatasaray are going to make a change, and yeah, it's going to be Atgun finally going off. That was his last action of the game. He's going to be replaced by Leroy Sané, a substitution that we did predict a little bit earlier in the game. It has finally happened now, so the former Manchester City man is on in place of Atgun, and it's not a bad player to come on. I mean, you mentioned about the squad depth Galatasaray have, and Leroy Sané off the bench is certainly a good indication of squad building.
Yeah, exactly, and Leroy Sané could cause problems in this without a natural left back. Kostic has come on now. He's going to go into left back, but it's one of those, isn't it, where, I mean, he's not the greatest defensively, is Kostic. He's always been a wing back or a winger. As we see, the forward ball is just not sticking to Yildiz. He's now gone up front, which just isn't his best position, is it? So we now see Galatasaray, they're in a good position. To double their lead would be so crucial, and I think that has to be on their minds.
Yeah, it certainly does. For Juventus now, it's sort of like square pegs in round holes, isn't it, with the injuries and now the suspension that they've had to deal with in this game. We'll see how they fare, though, as we are into the final 20 minutes of this game at Rams Park. It's Galatasaray 3, Juventus 2, with the away side reduced to 10 men. Sané now on for his first 2 touches. Links up nicely with Lang, who's in a more central role at the moment. Sané now moving over towards the left, but it is Yilmaz who's already there. I imagine it's now Lang who's going to take up that central position. Yilmaz, who's been dangerous all night, tries to get round Kalulu, just sticks a foot in the end, and does just about enough to make the tackle. Sends it out of play, the Frenchman, but Juventus have it back. Galatasaray have it back in now, and not great there from Leroy Sané. Maybe he's just taking the place by Atgun by passing the ball straight out of play.
Yeah, terrible ball from Leroy Sané there. He drifted all the way over to the left to try and get involved in that, but it's not great from him. Juventus in possession. Osimhen's applying the pressure, almost forcing a mistake. This is what Galatasaray are having to try and do in this one, and they forced the mistake. Juventus booted it straight out for a throw. Brilliant from Osimhen.
Yeah, it's just got to go long, has it, in a situation like that? You're down to 10 men, you're not going to be able to play out from the back as effectively as you like. Galatasaray sensing that, some great pressing from them. Just moments after losing the ball, Salah isn't going to take this forward. He's going to leave it for Jacobs, who's going to move all the way over to this far side. It's just about in line with the 18-yard boxes, this throw-in, so we'll see what Galatasaray can make of it. A 4th goal for them now would really cap off a fantastic evening for them in Istanbul. Jacobs, high and looping into the box. It's headed away though by Kelly. Sané brings it down just inside the area. Now finds Jacobs, who's just outside of it. On for Salah. Left-footed cross comes in. It's easily headed away by Locatelli. It's then pushed on as well by Kostic, and they could now get in down the left. Thuram finds the ball for Yildiz. He's up against Sanchez. Not got enough support at the moment as the Juventus attacker. He's forced all the way back in the end, and Juventus will just settle for some possession now at the moment. Thuram with a risky ball in. Kelly does well to step there. Heavy touch, but still takes it away from Torreira and finds his centre-back teammate Gatti. He'll now spread it left towards the left wing. It's not a great ball. It's over the head of Yildiz, who's nowhere near tall enough to have a chance of getting on that. And it is out for a Galatasaray throw-in. Food for thought for Luciano Spalletti, seeing his side come from behind in this game to lead, who now have suffered a setback of their own and are now staring potentially elimination in the face. Still plenty of time for them to recover it, of course, with the game next week. But, this is certainly a situation they've wanted to avoid, as Sara picks it up now just before the halfway line. Good ball forwards to behind Osimhen. His ball around the corner is not a great one though, and Kalulu intercepts. Sent long there by Di Gregorio. Headed by Badarci. It's not a great one though, it's straight into the path there of McKennie, but his pass is a bit wayward. Yildiz not happy about it. Great pressing from McKennie though. He forces the throw in well inside Galatasaray's half. He's kept going as the American. Impressed with how sort of like streamlined he looks. Remember from his time at Leeds United in the Premier League, there was a bit of an issue over his physical fitness, but he looks to have shredded that all off at Juventus. Looks a fantastic player for this level. Has chipped in with goals as well in the Champions League this season, including that one against Benfica recently. Sane, pass inside, is snuffed out by Kalulu. It's straight back to Sane, who needs to recover it, and he does well. It's now Jacobs up towards the edge of the box now. He's got space, left-footed ball comes in. Can Yilmaz bring it down? He heads it in front of him, just too much for him to do in the end. Thuram takes it off him. He needs to be careful on the edge of his own box. Ball to Kelly. He's been dispossessed. Could be a chance for Lang, who puts it over the goalkeeper. It's calamity at the back for Juventus. They couldn't clear their lines. Not sure what Thuram is doing. He should have just cleared it. Noah Lang doesn't care though. He's got a brace.
Yeah, and what a moment that is. That should be game, set and match for Galatasaray in this one. They've doubled their lead. Juventus, an absolute mess at the back. What is Thuram doing? He just has to clear his lines. He doesn't. Gives it to Lloyd Kelly. He's under all sorts of pressure from Osimhen. Noah Lang sits the goalkeeper down. And that's 4-2. Yeah,
I don't think you can blame Lloyd Kelly for that one. That all falls at the feet there of Thuram, who's doing way too much on the edge of the box. There's so much time to clear it. Tries to pass back, puts his teammate in all sorts of danger. He's got Osimhen right next to him. And it's a really composed finish in the end from Noah Lang. He just chips it nicely over the goalkeeper, Di Gregorio. And what a night this is for Galatasaray. We mentioned about, if they could get themselves 2 goals in front of Juventus. It looks like this game is done now on the night. But what an effect this is going to have going to the game next week.
Yeah, it is. A massive effect. Essentially a left back down, 2 goals down. Noah Lang's got 2 goals on the evening. It's deserved. Galatasaray have been relentless. We knew that we were going to get goals, didn't we? It was just how many. We've got 6. We could probably get more.
Yeah, we definitely could do if there's the appetite for it. Juventus are just playing into Galatasaray's hands though, playing out from the back like that. Of all stadiums in Europe to not do that when the fans can get right on top of you. The stands are close to the pitch at Rams Park. They just fall for it in the end. They're dispossessed. It's been coming all night to go like that. And they've finally been made to pay for it. Kostic just about keeps it in play on that far side under pressure from Sane. He wins the throw-in. It's now fought Thuram, who's got some redeeming to do after making that judgment there for the goal. We are into the final 14 minutes at Rams Park. If you just joined us, it's Galatasaray 4, Juventus 2. We've got Juventus down to 10 men. Cabal, the substitute, being sent off for a second yellow card. Galatasaray have made the absolute most of that as well. They've got themselves 4-2 in front. They look to be on course to extending their good run against Italian teams. They've only lost 2 of their last 11 games in the Champions League against Italian sides. And on course to extend that even further. They're going to make some changes on now. Badacci, the captain, is going to be replaced in defence. That's in place of Wilfried Singo. Not a good game as Badacci, captain. It's all stemmed from him at the back. And now a chance for Singo to come on. There is another sub as well being readied. We'll just bring confirmation of that when we get it. As Badacci makes his way off the field. Mauro Icardi is the man that's also going to replace him. So, I mean, the night's not done yet for Juventus. They've had to deal with Osimhen, who's actually going to stay on the pitch. I believe it's Yilmaz who's coming off, who's had an absolutely fantastic game. And he's off in place of Mauro Icardi.
Yeah, exactly. So Yilmaz has been brilliant. I pinpointed him in the first couple of minutes of this game that he could be the main man today for Galatasaray. He was outstanding. He absolutely was the main man. Yes, you see the likes of Noah Lang having a brace. You get Gabriel Sara on the score sheet as well. But Yilmaz, just too good, wasn't he? Unbelievable performance from him. And he forced the red card, didn't he? Essentially, he forced that change to be made as well, because he forced the yellow card for Cambiasso. What a performance from him, as we see Sanchez clear his lines.
Yeah, pretty much under pressure, under no pressure in the end. Juventus again haven't dealt with it. It's headed straight to the feet of Osimhen. He plays Jacobs in. Look at the space for Galatasaray to attack down this left-hand side. They're pulling forward. It's Lang now up towards the edge of the box, still going full of confidence as well. Up towards the byline. Kalulu just about gets across. It's good defending actually from the Frenchman. Final touch comes off of Lang, who wants the corner. He's not going to get it though. So Juventus have another chance to reset. And I'll again ask that question of what happens now for Juventus? Do they try and get back into this and score? I mean, we obviously said about the 2-goal lead and how detrimental that could be. Do they risk it, trying to get the one back, or maybe even lose a third goal?
I think we've got to go for it. a little bit in this final 12 minutes. Galatasaray, they're that up for this that they could get caught out. They really could. They're pushing for more, and Juventus, you've just got to play for that one opportunity. A 4-2. I mean, I can't hope I'm working on this game next week as well, because what a game it's going to be in the reverse fixture as we see Davinson Sanchez back in possession.
Sanchez back to his goalkeeper. Checker. He's well outside of his box at the moment. There's no press being offered at all by Juventus, who don't seem to be playing with a forward striker. I mentioned about Yildiz probably being that man at times, but they don't have that focal point on the pitch. It's him and McKennie sort of swapping between each other. It's now with Sara. Nice pass inside to find Icardi. He spreads it over towards the right. What a ball that is from the Argentine. He finds Salah running onto the end of it. Could be another one now for Galatasaray. It's a good block though from Kostic. Salah just about recovers it and finds Sanchez at the back. Now for Sane, then Sara. Still going is Sara before he lays it off nicely for Jacobs. Now Lang. Cross hasn't come in just yet before Lang swings it in towards the back post. Not a great delivery though. It's an easy take in the end for Di Gregorio. Gets Juventus rolling almost immediately with Kostic. Now back forwards Kelly. Oh, the greatest evening so far, those Juventus defenders. 4 goals they've conceded. And, they could easily concede 5 or maybe even a 6th one if they don't defend well enough as we head into the final 10 minutes at Rams Park. Still Galatasaray 4, Juventus 2 on the away side. Now going to make another change. They're going to make 2 actually. Thuram is going to be replaced. No surprise to see that with him being at fault for the goal. He's replaced by Fabio Miretti. So not the greatest of evenings for the Frenchman, who has looked decent going forward on the ball, but a real costly error that could see his side tumbling out of the Champions League. Yildiz as well is now going to be replaced by Luis Apenda. So it's the double change there for Juventus. Some good players coming on, but is it too little too late?
Yeah, it really could be. Luis Apenda, what he's going to add is a little bit of pace in behind, but only 10 minutes remaining. He has to make his impact pretty quickly, doesn't he? Yildiz making way. I mean, the Turkish man back on Turkish soil. I can imagine he probably somehow gets a pretty good reception walking round that side. He just waved to the Galatasaray fans. He's hailed in Turkey, isn't he? And I do think he could probably go on to become their nation's greatest player of all time, as we see Sara in possession. Yeah,
he's got a fantastic career ahead of him, hasn't he? Yildiz. And it was just showing appreciation there by the Galatasaray supporters as Lang now goes up the other end, lays it off for Jacobs. Now back to Lang, edge of the box stuff still for Galatasaray as they look to suffocate Juventus once more. It's now with Singo. He'll shoot from range. It's on target nearly. And Di Gregorio really interested about that one, did the substitute. Great effort from Singo, but in the end it's just narrowly wide of the mark.
Yeah, well, 5-2 would make it so difficult for Juventus in the second leg, wouldn't it? It would make things really hard for them, but we've seen weirder comebacks happen, haven't we? And Juventus at home will back themselves no matter what, but it does just seem like it could be all Galatasaray for the remainder.
Yeah, definitely a chance to make this free and put the tie to bed even before that second leg in Turin next week. Just depends on what they want to go for. They're going to make another double change now. There's been quite a string of substitutions in the last few moments. The ball is still in play at the moment though, so they're not going to get the chance to come on just yet. I believe Sacha Bowie was one of the players being ready to come on, but obviously we'll confirm that once the changes are made, as Galatasaray again now are on the attack and they've got Juventus where they want them. Jacobs lays it off for Lang, plays it forward. Not the greatest pass though there from the man who scored a brace this evening for Galatasaray. And eventually it will go out for a goal kick for Juventus. He lost the ball. Galatasaray then counter pressed, but it still went out of play. They're going to finally make those changes now. The number 4 is going to make way. That's Jacobs, who's had a brilliant game down that left side. He's coming off for Erin El Mali. He receives a standing ovation, much like all those Galatasaray players are going to do at the end of this game. Been a real standout performance from them. Also making way is going to be Noah Lang. He's not given the chance to get his hat-trick. He might be a little bit disappointed by that one, but can still be really happy with his performance. And he's replaced by Sacha Bowie.
Yeah, he's had a good game. Noah Lang, like we said, he grew into it in the second half, didn't he? In the end of the first half, should I say, where he started to look really dangerous, and then he's made the most of it this half, scoring the 2 goals for them. Vital goals as well. What a part to play he's
Certainly has. Into the final 6.5 minutes of normal time at Rams Park. Galatasaray 4, Juventus 2. So the away side reduced to 10 men. Ball goes forward from Kelly. McKennie's trying to battle with Singo for it. And it loses out. Ball's played high up in the air. It's a good touchdown though. I believe that by the Juventus man Moretti, who's just come on. Lays it off nicely for Kalulu. He might think about the cross from deep, but chooses a smart option instead and plays it inside. Back towards Kalulu. Not really anywhere for Juventus to go with this one as Locatelli is bundled to the floor. Final touch comes off. It might come off his hand last actually, but it's going to be a throw in regardless. Torreira in a hurry to take it before Saleh eventually reminds him that they don't need to be urgent with it. They're 2 goals to the good. 4-2 up. So it's going to be instead one of the substitutes to come on in the form of El Mali to take the throw in. They lose it though in the middle. Could be space now for Koopmeiners, who's on a hat-trick, remember. If he touched though inside, Sane easily dispossessed him. Now he's given the chance for Galatasaray to attack, but another wayward pass, this time from Icardi. Ball goes forward and it's been real sloppy there in the last few months from both teams, and both turning over possession far too easily. Sarah now slips over it under pressure from McKennie, but he keeps possession. Juventus with some good pressing. Can McKennie beat Di Gregorio to a foot race? He can't. Keeper gets there, sends it downfield instead. It's a good long ball. Kelly with a touch. Kostic will just about get ahead of Icardi. Picked up by Singo in the middle. Now a chance for El Mali to drive down the left. He finds Salah, who swapped wings as this game's gone on. Salah on that right foot. Now moves it inside to Singo, who's been heavily involved since coming on. Almost scored a few moments ago. Torreira then finds Sarah, who then finds the ball over to Bowie. Now with Sane on the far right side before Bowie picks up again. Now Sane once more. They're just toying with Juventus at the moment. Not really going anywhere with it too far. Sane again. Moving inside. No one really showing for it just up ahead of him though. Singo. Out towards Salah. Up against Kalulu. Makes the block as he tries to put the cross in. Juventus still though can't get out of their own defensive third. Torreira knocks it down nicely for Sarah. He's waiting for the run up ahead to be made by Bowie. Instead he finds Sane in the middle. Back to Sarah. And now Torreira again. And I guess Galatasaray now looking pretty content with this lead.
Yeah, they are looking really comfortable. They're probably happy to see it out and knocking it around. It might just create one more chance to even extend their lead as well. But yeah, this is so comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, they don't look too happy to go forward though still. Bowie finds Sane. This is good football. Can Osimhen get there ahead of Kelly? Just about can't. Might fall nicely though. Bowie inside the box. Bowie, and he scores!
Wow.
He makes it 5-2. The substitute with one of his first touches since coming on. Fantastic finish. No chance that Di Gregorio could get there. Too much power on it. And the substitute might have put the old tie to bed.
That's vital. That is vital in this whole fixture. 5-2 to Galatasaray. A 3-goal lead going into travelling to Turin next week. That is so important. What a finish it is from Sasha Bowie. Lovely play from Galatasaray. Osimhen once again, he's just a nuisance for Lloyd Kelly. There he is with the finish across the face of goal. And it should be the tie put to bed.
Yeah, it really should. Juventus have just capitulated, haven't they, in this second half. They were 2-1 up at the break and they now trail 5-2 in the final moments. Brilliant finish from Bowie. And again, it's a player in this game who scored. That scores their first goal of the Champions League this season. And pretty much, I believe that's every player in this game now that has scored. And it's been their first goal in the competition for this campaign. Bowie with his first goal after 4 matches. So what an impact he's made since coming on. And Juventus are in real danger of being knocked out of the Champions League now. It might take something special in Turin next week if they are going to recover this one. They are staring elimination in the face. Galatasaray though for the second game running in all competitions have scored 5 goals. They beat Ayupspor 5-1 at the weekend at Rams Park. And they now lead 5-2 in the Champions League. What a night it is for them and their supporters. They'll have been unfancied going into this tie against what you would imagine is a superior Juventus team, but they've answered it really well. It's actually their first Champions League knockout game since 2013-14. Of course, it's just a playoff, but they're looking like they will be into the round of 16 proper. There might be a chance for another one. A single tries to thread it through for Osimhen. It's snuffed out, but Galatasaray win the ball back. Icardi, who's a little bit deep at the moment, finds out towards Bowie. Now inside for Sane. Plays in Salah again, spacing up. Salah with the cross towards the back post. Osimhen trying to peel off the back of Kalulu. Goes all the way through towards El Mali. Now Osimhen again to his right. Still not many places to go as he puts it inside. Again, so much space for Galatasaray. Juventus are in real danger of being humiliated at Rams Park if they haven't already. It's 3 goals between them and Galatasaray. Signing out on that left foot, edge of the box, doesn't go for shot, goes for the unselfish option. McKennie dispossesses him, but it's back to Sarri, then finds Salah. And this is just constant one-way traffic from Galatasaray. I mean, Cabala's got a lot to answer for, I think, after being sent off. He's really let his team down here. His team have not been able to manage with 10 men. They've been absolutely suffocated in Istanbul. And Galatasaray in the hunt for more now. First time ball from Trey's a good one. Now Mali tries to get there. Kalulu with a touch out for a corner.
Yeah, and it goes for a corner for the home side. Not had too many set pieces. It might be their first one of the half in the end for Galatasaray, who now level things up on corners. But yeah, complete dominance from Galatasaray at the moment. Their fans are living in dreamland as they're going absolutely mental across Rams Park. And Gabriel Sarri, the man over it.
Yeah, not too many better atmospheres to be playing for if you're these Galatasaray players right now. Sarri, ball towards the back, it's headed up in the air. Could be another chance though for Osimhen. Goes for the acrobatic, might fall nicely for Salah. He doesn't get his volley right in the end. Depender will now try and bring it away for Juventus. Good play from the substitute. He eventually has nowhere else to go, but he's still up against it with 3 players around him. He's won the free kick as well. Good play there from Openda. And Osimhen there with one of the most peculiar assists you'll ever see. Yeah,
it doesn't surprise me with Osimhen. As we know, he goes for the spectacular things more often than not. That's what he's tried there. And yeah, that's one of those occasions.
Yeah, I feel unlucky he's not got on the score sheet so far in this game, but it's been a brilliant performance from the former Napoli and Lille striker. And it's sent it aside on the way to a winning performance as we await to see how much added time is going to be given. Singo with a massive header there. He's been fouled as well in the build-up. It's just going to be the 2 minutes added on, so the referee isn't going to prolong the misery for Juventus. It's not long now. There's a stoppage in play though. Singo is down after going up for the header there with Openda. He's won his free kick as well. Does fall from quite a distance. It's a big leap up into the air and he lands awkwardly on his back. He's back up to his feet though now, so we should be okay to continue for the final minute and a half left that we've got to play at Rams Park. I think there's a lot of shouts for man of the match, Kieran, but who's taking it for you?
It's tricky. I think I'm going to have to go Yilmaz. The impact he's made in this game has just been so great for Galatasaray to give them the avenue to win this game quite comfortably in the end. Only 2 minutes of added time. That's surprising, this one, because the goals and the fouls and set pieces, etc. But we see Leroy Sané on the attack now.
Yeah, Sané still to the box, still going. Finally, there's a foot in there from a Juventus man. Now back out for Torreira on the edge. He finds Sarri on that left foot again. Curling effort, blocked well. Could fall nicely though. It doesn't. It's just headed away. Galatasaray will attack again. Juventus players down in the box at the moment, but the home team showing no signs of slowing down. It's now Singo's step forward. He chips it into the area, looking for Osimhen, who chests it down, looking for El Mani. Another Juventus player has gone down. The other one has got back up to his feet now, and Kalulu's going to have to do the same. As Salah isn't slowing this attack down. Icardi just on the edge of the box now. Wanders into it before finding El Mali just outside of it. Now back for Salah. El Mali might be the last chance now for Galatasaray if they want to add a 6th. I'm sure they'd love to. It comes out to Bowie on the edge of the area. Now for Osimhen. Chips it inside. Good interception. Could fall nicely for Torreira though. He's got to the byline. Cuts it across. Salah just about misses it. Juventus clear, and that could have easily been a 6th.
Yeah, it could have been. They've come so close, haven't they, on a couple of different occasions to making it 6, but that should be that.
Yeah, it certainly should, and the referee agrees as well. We've passed the 2 minutes and he blows the full-time whistle. We treat it to an absolute thriller at Rams Park. Juventus leading 2-1 at the break, but they've capitulated in this second half. Galatasaray have put them to the sword. It finishes at Rams Park. Galatasaray 5, Juventus 2.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on